The Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3.
Are you really that drunk or are you playing it up?
No, actually, I'm pretty bad. I swear to God, I'm pretty buzzed. Not trying to play some bull stuff on the air. So I am.
What is it, Mark?
Hey, Russ.
Yeah?
Hey, I can almost see, that other radio talk show's point yesterday.
Hold on, Mark. Go in the hall for a minute. Go ahead, Mark.
All right. I work right there on 35 in the seminary.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was coming up off the access road. And their firemen there in Fort Worth, they were walking in between.
Oh, Salone. Is that Chloe? I gotta go, Mark. My monkey's loose. What?
All I know is Chloe's in Gavin's office and he's pulling up Gavin's shirt.
Oh.
Tell me! No, I'm raising. Look at this right here. I'm raising it. Look at this. No. You're not telling me that I'm just as fat as you.
All right, I gotta go in there. Yeah. Why slam the door on Chloe?
There's no way it was intentional. I've never seen anyone put their hand in that spot. And I shut that door so slow because I was right there. I apologize, but it was not intentional. There's no way that was intentional.
You didn't really seem to care.
No, you didn't. Because I was there for that.
Care.
No, you didn't seem too concerned.
I was very concerned. But I've never seen anyone do that. Usually they'll put their hand on the door, but not inside the door. And why are you saying? He's saying it's intentional?
I don't know. You just didn't seem to care that much.
How would you know?
I knew. I was there. I'm the one that went to the kitchen to get you some ice.
Yeah, and I was right with you.
You were walking around just saying, well, if you're all right, I got to go.
No, I did not say that. I was with
Dan,
you.
were you standing there for that part? Rob.
Yeah.
Didn't Gavin kind of seem nonplussed about chopping Chloe's hand off?
Yeah, he didn't seem too fazed about it. There was kind of a smirk.
Oh, no. If I didn't seem fazed about it, I asked Rob about it on Saturday night.
I was going to say, obviously I didn't see it, but when I came to check on Chloe to see what was wrong, you had gone to get the ice, and next thing I know, I never saw Gavin. He had already left.
Yeah, Saturday morning, I was like, that pot-belly MFer? I mean, I was mad Saturday morning. By Sunday, I was fine. But Saturday, oh, Gavin, I tell you, oh.
You realize you're saying this sober.
Yes.
It's on the air, so don't count. What did you call him?
A pot-belly MFer.
Why do you keep going after my pot? I do not have a pot belly.
Now, what did we miss on Friday leading up to you yelling at Chloe, I'm not as fat as you are?
Because he came in and we were laughing, and then Chloe says, you know what would be a good idea is that we should do a fitness competition, because, I don't work out at all and you work out all the time, and, I have a belly and, you kind of have a belly, so. And that's where it started.
I don't really remember that.
No, you wouldn't. You made that the promo.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to hear it. Hold on, Gavin.
The Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3.
Are you really that drunk or are you playing it up?
No, actually, I'm pretty bad. I swear to God, I'm pretty buzzed. Not trying to play some bull stuff on the air. So I am.
What is it, Mark?
Hey, I can almost see, that other radio talk show's point yesterday.
Hold on, Mark. Go in the hall for a minute. Go ahead, Mark. Load it again.
Not yeah, okay, Russ. Just
what does Gail want?
Archie's pointing out that it seems very interesting that what Chloe just said, he's not too concerned about the whole statement, just the potbelly part.
What is it?
Well, Cole calls him a pot-bellied MF, and Kevin says, I don't have a pot-belly.
Russ Martin. Afternoons at 3.
Any weather stuff you want to get out of the way?
Sure. Denton, it was thunderstorm warning for the next hour. Tornado warning also for southern Tarrant County and Johnson County. And that particular storm will be moving up into the mid-cities within the next hour. That's down to Burleson.
Any hail?
Oh, yes. Hail, they have a tornado warning. So they have, someone spotted a tornado near Burleson. It's going toward Burleson now, tracking.
Any weather going towards Mesquite?
Yeah, the lower part of the storm could. Why?
The hail part?
Mm-hmm. Later in the day.
Call Sal and Town East Collision and tell him to pull the charger outside.
Why?
He's got standing orders because they're repainting the General Lee.
Oh.
Said any bad weather's coming, park it outside.
To get the insurance to pay for it. I believe they call that insurance fraud.
No. How is it fraud?
Because you have an order standing and we broadcast it now. To do damage on purpose to your car so the insurance company will
There's not always room for all the cars inside.
But you give them a specific order.
Exactly.
Move it into harm's way. In fact, at this point, drive it over to Burleson.
Yeah, just drive around, follow the storm. Tell them you're a storm chaser. Where's Trey?
He's having an epidural today. Another one, so he'll be here about 4.
I got emails from him this morning.
No, he was around up until 10 or 11.
He was up here?
No, I mean he was on email.
Oh. How often is he going to have these epidurals for his back?
I think he said 2 weeks to a month. Depends on how
Every
well,
couple of weeks?
For a while.
I don't know why he just doesn't... Does he need a new spine?
No.
Oh, that's right. It's Gavin. Sorry. What is Trey need?
He's trying to avoid the surgery. The surgery is very painful, and he's trying to avoid it if he can.
Okay. Are we giving away the station? We're giving away $10,000.
Yes, we are. Matter of fact, I think the contest runs 4 times a day.
How do you win?
You call a certain number when the little commercial runs. Tell you to call.
Little what?
Little commercial. Promo.
Number 6. Never mind. Chloe's got it for me.
Many of you have complained about Live 105.3 Sam the Mailman's voice.
It's not that bad.
Oh, my voice.
But would you be complaining if you were $10,000 richer? Live 105.3, as part of a multi-city contest, is giving you a chance at $10,000 multiple times a day.
Does it say multi-city?
Yes.
That means national.
National.
Gavin.
Yeah.
How many other cities are involved?
How many cities? I think there's like about 25, 30 stations.
And the most cash that CBS could come up with was $10,000.
Well, it's like $10,000 3 or 4 times a day.
Oh.
It's not like $1,000. Like, yeah, call in the morning, you win $10,000.
And how many times a day? 4?
Yeah. I just didn't put it in your day part.
Why?
Because you wouldn't do it. You don't do contests.
We do contests all the time.
Not these kind of contests.
Why is this more difficult than call now?
So Russ is going to play Sam's voice?
I just played the promo.
Yeah.
We play games all the time.
We love them.
Yeah, but I can't screw this up.
How's that going to screw it up?
Well, just in case we make a mistake, then it's going to cost.
What's the mistake?
I don't know.
Plus, you're leaving a very pertinent part out of this entire equation. Dan, you want to help him?
Yeah, we play games on here all the time, and we love the prizes we take home.
And that's why we're not doing it.
It would be only fair that we, too, have the chance at $10,000.
No, station employees are not eligible.
You know, I knew that was going to come up. So, yeah, hold on. I'll run that into Gavin.
I'll wait for Gavin to tell me, or are you going to tell me?
Go ahead. Read it.
No!
Read all of it.
March 31st, 2008, Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming, CBS Radio, Dallas Station address, Dear Mr.
All right. You're going to have to start over and make it effing.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Wow. Dear Mr. Spittle, I effing quit, effective April 11, 2008, is in Christ, Russell Martin. I will not accept that resignation.
I don't believe you have a choice.
I do.
I'm not coming in on the 12th. How long does this contest run?
All month.
Yeah. I got 2 weeks.
Why'd you pick the 11th?
That's 2 weeks' notice.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
So after that,
you're breaking a 3-year contract. Nice of you to stick with a 2 weeks notice.
Well, when I gave him the 2 weeks notice at the Eagle, they let me go that day.
Oh, so you're hoping.
Gavin?
No, it's stupid.
I want to win the $10,000.
That makes no sense. You
Why?
make a lot more than $10,000.
But this is easier to earn.
Yeah, he has to work for the other.
Yeah.
This is free money. This is found cash.
What's the number I got to call? Well, screw you. I'll get it out of the promo.
Many of you have complained about Live 105.3 Sam the Mailman's voice.
It's not that bad.
Oh, my voice.
But would you be complaining if you were $10,000 richer?
Why do they still call him Sam the Mailman? That's left over from the
Liz Wild.
Yeah, the night show. Clovis, do you know?
I just kind of stuck, and it's even hard for me to call him by his real name, Mark, and so everyone just kind of still kept saying it.
Why is it when they popped the Liz Wild show, he was able to hang on?
Because he was doing stuff with promotions, and has had past.
But I thought he was the show's producer.
I don't know. I think that he just explored other opportunities and
yeah,
knew what was happening. Got
what? Yeah,
you smell water?
A little bit.
I don't like water.
Yeah.
I believe I'm on the Lusitania. I believe I'll just step off over here.
Grab a hold of that life vest that says SS Promotions.
That's like the epitome of slapping somebody around. You're the producer of a show.
Yep.
They get popped, and you step aside. I've decided to stay.
I want to miss you all.
Oh my gosh. Well, but they fired all of us. Almost.
Technically not true.
I left the room when you guys were getting it. That should have been some type of flair.
Sam called not it first.
I got dibs on the money.
And future.
What happened to the Liz Wild show?
I think they're, as far as I know, last time.
You know where they went, Gavin?
Last time I checked, they were in Florida.
What were they doing?
Apparently someone hired him.
For?
I guess to do a talk show.
Oh, I didn't ever guess that.
I was going to go with a boogie board rental.
All right. And why is Sam cutting this promo? He's the one that looks like Fred Mertz, right?
Yeah.
All right. Why is he cutting?
A lot of people complain about his voice, so I came up with the idea. It's,
Who complains about his voice? I never hear it.
A lot of listeners do. Yeah, he's on the morning and midday show. He comes in and reads the prizes and stuff like that.
And they're complaining about that?
A lot of people get annoyed by his voice.
What's wrong with it?
I like it.
What's wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, they're complaining about something.
Well, because
are you going to be obtuse all day?
I'm not obtuse.
First, you want to accept my resignation, so I got a shot at the 10 grand, and now you want to be obtuse.
No, I can't accept your resignation.
Is it northern that he has a northern accent, northeast, Boston-ish?
Yeah, he has a northeast
sort
Boston.
of a Jersey.
Right, yeah, that's
very monotone.
All right. You going to give me that number or not? Punk.
Many of you have complained about Live 105.3 Sam the Mailman's voice.
It's not that bad.
Oh, my voice.
But would you be complaining if you were 10 grand richer? Live 105.3, as part of a multi-city contest, is giving you a chance at 10 grand multiple times a day. All you have to do is be the 110th national caller when you hear Sam say,
"Win 10 grand. Call now. 866-EASY-WIN."
And you can be 10 grand richer. See? Sam's voice sounds better already. Your first chance to win $10,000 is this Thursday morning on The Jagger Show with Live 105.3.
Oh, so it hasn't started yet?
No, Thursday.
Okay. Easy as in spell out the entire word, or is it easy?
Easy win.
Have to be EASY to make them the right number of numbers.
Oh, all right. 1866 easy win. Then we just wait for Sam to come on?
Yeah, when you hear Sam, and at a certain time, and then you.
What times during the day is that going to run?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because
there are no set times when these.
There are set times.
Well, what are they?
I'm not going to tell you. People have to listen.
I don't want to do that.
Well,
that's too.
You're not eligible. Let's get back to the basics. You're not eligible.
Painful.
It's not painful.
And I am eligible.
No, you're not.
We'll be in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I've submitted my notice.
No.
I'll be on April 12th. I'll be eligible.
No, you won't.
Yes.
No.
What will I do with that? So it's a multi-city contest. So what did you say, 25, 26 cities?
25, 26 stations.
I got to be the 110th caller?
Yeah. Great opportunity.
That's a finger in a pee hole. I hate national contests.
I know. For the longest time, they do them and not tell you it was a national contest.
I think legally, didn't they have to, Gavin?
How did they get around? Well, they have to now. How did they get around it before, though? They'd say something else.
Hold on. He's going to tell me. Go ahead, Gavin.
You have to say either national or multi-city.
Okay. But I think JD's right, because the Eagle used to run national contests
when it first came out.
And, yeah, I don't think anywhere in the promo it mentioned that you were playing against another 3 million people.
Correct.
Yeah, Clear Channel, I think, was one of the first station clusters to do that. And finally, I think someone goes, hang on a second. You really need to do this. So I think someone, I don't know if it was the government or what, said you had to do it.
Legally, as long as you have the prize and you say what number you got to call and what number you got to be, I don't see why it's an issue if it's a national contest as opposed to local. My odds are winning on a national thing are, well, they'll be better this time.
2 weeks, 10 grand.
Spending it already. Unless you just want to give me 10 grand to stay.
Why?
It's a little spiff.
Well, that way he doesn't have to quit.
Yeah.
Well, he shouldn't have to quit anyway.
He's already quit. That's a done deal, unless you want to give him 10 grand.
Yeah, give me 10 grand and I'll reconsider.
I'm no mathematician, but I don't understand this. You want 10,000, yet you're going to give something up that has more zeros than 10,000.
Yes. It's the excitement of winning it. The money that you guys give me every couple of weeks, that's a...
It's What?
That's just shooting money in a barrel.
It's a very handsome salary you get paid.
Plus 10 grand.
Give me 10 grand.
I'm like, no.
But I'm going to quit.
No, but that doesn't make sense.
That's why I'm doing it. If it made sense and nobody would go along with a bit. Now give me 10 grand or I'm going to have to leave.
No, you can't. So if we give away trips on the station, we have to give them to you?
Where are we going?
No! We're not doing any of this.
We have trips?
Yes, we give away trips all the time.
Where am I going?
Well, we have a trip we're giving away to Las Vegas.
All right. I want that too.
No.
You have an itinerary on that one, Gavin?
No.
That doesn't matter what the itinerary is. I won't have a job.
You'll be very free.
Yeah. Does that include gambling money?
No.
I got 10 grand.
Perfect.
It's working out on every level.
Are you going to give me the 10K?
No, I have no reason to give you. You're a state
I just gave you a reason. You got it in your hand. Read the resignation letter again. Remember to use effing.
Dear Mr. Spittle, I effing quit, effective April 11, 2008. His in Christ. Russell Martin.
It's a jab and a PO at the
end. Well?
I have to refuse this resignation.
Are you going to give me 10 grand?
No, it makes no sense. That's blackmail.
Then I refuse your refusal, and I still quit.
I feel like I'm in an episode of MASH all of a sudden. I don't know why.
It does. I never thought about that. Wait till I have my money.
I can't pay you.
Then I quit.
You're an employee. You can't quit. You have
I can quit for any reason that I want, especially since I'm covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act.
For what?
I'm addicted to internet porn. Did you get all the extra midget porn I sent today?
Thanks a lot. Quit sending those. Quit it.
Yeah, Gavin, we can all attest that he clearly has a problem.
Yeah.
And it's affecting all the rest of us as well.
Legally, you can't make me stay.
No, I would have to question whether that's a legal addiction.
You go check with Debbie Henry in HR and ask her if you can force me to work even though I'm covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act.
So you want me to go to Debbie Henry and say my afternoon host is addicted to midget porn?
Yeah.
Is that an addiction?
It is. Dan or JD did a story last week. They equated cancer, any other type of illness, with porn addiction. They said it's an illness. So I'm covered by the ADA.
I would.
Bye.
Oh, no.
LDA is covered, yes.
Yeah, it's in the American Journal of Medicine. It was just published.
And if you don't let me quit, I'm going to bring live midgets up here every day and have them on the air live. That's how far my addiction has gone.
I'd get him off the air now, Gavin. How was you?
No.
Yeah.
Every day, I'm going to have midgets come and screw in the studio.
All right.
How long before we need to break?
About 3 minutes.
I think I got another 3 minutes of midget material. All right, so the 10 grand, yes?
No, the 10 grand, no.
You going to let me stay and try and win it?
Employees are not eligible.
What are you holding in your hand?
Your resignation letter.
All right. Take that to David Henry and give him the options. Either you let me go or you give me the 10 grand to stay as a nice little, what was the word you used earlier?
Blackmail?
Offering.
You want me to bring that resignation to David Henry?
Yes.
It has a swear word in it.
Okay.
You didn't write it, Gavin.
Yeah, that's from me.
A disgruntled employee did.
And you tell him what's going to happen if you force me to stay. I'm bringing the midgets up here with hard-ons.
Believe me, he knows where to get them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them.
Oh.
Those are good midgets, too. Little bitty short legs,
The
long
one that
arms.
ran through the house chasing the girl, yeah, that was a great one. First he decorates her, I'll leave it at that. And then he's running around, still ready to go, mind you. We're chasing this chick through the house.
I mean, it's the part of the scene. Decorate how?
Just added to her facial features.
I don't get it. Lipstick, rouge, mascara, smooch.
Yes, the last one.
Now, I couldn't understand it. Was it in Spanish?
That was in Portuguese. It's from Brazil.
How do you know the difference? Part of Brazil speaks Spanish.
They said it was from Brazil. I'm assuming it's Portuguese.
What are you laughing at, Dan?
It can't just be simple American midget porn.
Yeah.
It's got to be Brazilian midget porn.
There's nothing like a Brazilian speaking Portuguese running around. And at one point, he has a knife. I don't know where that came from.
Well, that's why I sent it to you. Watch all of this and see if it's worth pulling the audio. I didn't have time to listen to it because I couldn't understand it.
It's all in different language, so I have no idea what they're saying.
What was he mad about?
I have no clue. They finished it.
Well, hang on. Did the midget have a knife?
At one point, the midget had a knife.
All right.
Yes.
And who is he going after?
The midget runs around with this girl, calling some guy in the house gay. Well, Raul is gay. Raul is gay. They're all naked, all running through the house, and it's real fun.
And he's still got a boner.
He does the whole time.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Because
at a certain point, I would become distracted.
He was not distracted for a moment. Ran to the house. Everything's happy. They go into this other room, and then there's another guy. Maybe it's the Raul. I don't know. And there's a big fight. The camera.
Well, hang on. Slow down. Why is the Raul gay?
Maybe he's not, and they're just calling him gay. Possibly he is gay with another midget. I'm not sure. They never explained it, and it's in a different
I never got around to gay midget porn.
I watched the whole thing in fascination. It was just, anyway.
How did it end?
At one point, the camera guy, when he sees the knife, he turns and runs back down the hall, so you just hear the fighting. And then, mysteriously, everybody's happy again. And they're running naked through the house with a boner.
Gavin, did you hear all that?
Yeah.
April 12th is when it starts. Unless you got my cash.
That makes... Oh.
Is David Henry in the building?
I'm not sure. I'm not going to bring this to him, Ross.
All right. April 12th. That's a Saturday. Yeah. Good, I'll have the weekend. All right, let me know what happens.
No, you're very happy here. It's all good.
You will be.
I don't feel happy. I feel happier with my 10 grand.
You know better than anyone.
Why don't you calculate how much cash you'll lose if I quit? And then decide based on that. Or how much grief it's going to cause you if you got a bunch of midgets running around up here blowing spooch. And I'm sure sooner or later, you're going to be the target.
Trust me, he knows where to get them.
I know.
Let me know what happens. Run that down to David Henry, see what he says.
Oh, God, no. All right.
Thank you. Break here. All right. We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Gail. Hello, Gail.
Hello, Russ.
What you got?
Well, I've got Kaufman Tire, and I guess you guys are talking about the tornado warnings and watches and all that stuff for all of North Texas till 9.
No.
Okay, well, you got that. Eastbound LBJ at Preston, there's a wreck blocking 3 lanes. Traffic is backed up to Webb Chapel. Only the HOV and 1 lane to the right getting through. In Arlington, eastbound 20 at Cooper, there's a stalled car in the right lane. Southbound 360 at Abram, a wreck just cleared, but it's backed up to Post and Paddock. In Fort Worth, on northbound 121 at Riverside, the 2 left lanes are blocked by that crash. It's heavy from I-35. In Farmers Branch at Bellwood and 35, your signal lights aren't working. In Arlington on the side streets, Cooper northbound is closed at Turner Warnell, and that's because of a crash. Forest Lane eastbound at Greenville Avenue, there's a structure fire, and they may still have some lanes blocked. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
All right, thank you, Gail. Should be mid-60s to lower 60s for lows tonight, back into the 70s tomorrow. Currently, zero thunderstorm warning for Denton County, Erath. Also, let me see what's waiting for Denton. Dallas County now has a tornado warning, and tornado warning also for Tarrant and Johnson counties. He has 77 raining at Live 105.3.
Is Trey in the building?
Not yet, now that I've seen him. Why?
He sent me an email with a bunch of sound clips. I thought possibly he was sitting out in his office.
No, I haven't seen him yet at all. He didn't said he wouldn't be here till after 4.
Well, there's a nice hum. Is that hum there for a reason?
I don't think so. What is that in the new internet line?
Yeah.
That's a pretty intense hum. Should not be there.
Well, that's all right. I can live with it. You see what he said.
Well, they couldn't find anybody that doesn't hate white people? Now, this is truly perverse.
Why'd he send these?
My God.
Well, signature Mark Davis.
That's awesome.
Well, what am I going to do with this?
Now, this is truly perverse.
Oh. Maybe.
Welcome you into whatever shape it takes today.
What? Well, maybe it's you and the lover and Mark Davis. Well, and this is truly perverse. What do you think? Oh, no.
Welcome you into whatever shape it takes today.
Bulbous. And blood engorged.
I love you, man.
And I assure.
Hey, aren't you Mark Davis?
No. You're the one on the bottom.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm almost done.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm this close.
To mount.
All right. I what? See what else you said.
Oh, God, the shame.
It will remain only in this room. Let's see.
I make the initial decisions.
You should have told me first.
Did he choose to be a bottom then?
What?
Did he choose to be the bottom? He makes the initial decisions.
No. Instead, I guess.
What a continuing joy and honor it is to be in your company.
We'll see what you say after I turn your anus into a cream pie.
Oh, good Lord.
I understand. I believe I'm almost to the point.
All right.
Possibly you could add some emotion.
All right.
Yeah, looks like it all he said.
Oh, good Lord. I was holed up.
Unfortunately, you only have the one.
Oh, good Lord.
My apologies. All right, listen to this hum. Yeah.
It's good. They added that today.
This sound is far too clean.
Engineering was in here working today?
Oh, yeah.
Why? What were my standing rules for engineering?
Help me out. You've had a few.
Never let them in here.
Oh, that's right. Well, they had to come in for something. I don't know what they did. Does anybody know what they did, Chloe? Were you in here?
I know what they did.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hello, Gavin.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Oh, just gonna have a heart attack.
Guess what I got?
I know.
Any reason? Is it a surprise? Part of my ratings bonus?
No. They just had to switch your.
A new aspect of the show that I haven't been hip to yet.
They had to switch computers, and obviously they didn't,
Forgot to ground it.
They didn't obviously double check the audio.
Doesn't that sound like a ground?
Sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What key is that?
E flat.
Thank you. Gavin.
Yes.
Could I get the rest of the spectrum, or am I just stuck with E flat?
Well, hopefully just E flat until we get it fixed.
Did they check it when they?
Apparently not. Pretty ticked off about that.
What are you going to do?
Well, I don't want to disrupt the show, so I'm
Why?
going to need you.
That's a whole premise behind this thing. Is everything's a disruption. It's all how I handle it. And because I have the Jesus in my heart, I only have 2 weeks left, I'm going to handle it fine.
I'm going to make sure it's fixed by tomorrow, and I've already sent out an email.
So what if I want to use the internet connection today, and I have the hum in the audio?
If you prefer, I can absolutely have someone in there during a break working on it.
It's exactly what I enjoy.
Then I can get that done.
Could you bring all of them in?
I can bring in...
Possibly a bunch of power tools, ladders, things swinging around.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to disrupt the show.
Okay. Any other changes I need to know about?
That's it. Hopefully your mouse is working properly. And
well, let's see.
Not that mouse.
Oh.
The other one.
Although it would be nice to see engineering get under there and fix that.
Okay. When are you going to check on it?
I'm going to get to them as soon as you stop talking to me. And
all right.
They'll be in there.
That's now. And then I get a call from Michael Ruse, who's supposed to stay in engineering. Supposed to sit back there until the show's over.
Yes.
Always supposed to be somebody from engineering in the building.
Now, that is a standing rule for a long time.
Right. So this isn't even a gray area.
No.
We fire off the cannon inside the building Friday. Sets off the fire alarm.
Yes, I remember.
Ruse calls me from the road.
Oh, no.
The fire alarm going off? Yeah, where are you? 183. You're supposed to stay here till the end of the show. The show's over. That's what he told me. I went, how'd you know the fire alarm was going off? You heard it on the radio, didn't you?
Mics are on. The show's not over.
He must be sitting out there with his engine warmed up, pointed towards 183 at 7 o'clock. Is he? Why are you giggling?
I'm not going to throw anybody under any buses.
He's already dragging along underneath the transmission. Just tell me.
Yeah, he has the gate propped up. The car pointed down the driveway.
Where's he got to be?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he thinks that, it's 7 o'clock. What else could happen? Well, Friday, let me fix some beef and ass.
Well, you need a towel?
Somebody can send an email about
what
that.
What could we possibly do?
Well, just got fresco all over the commercial log.
Love the end of the show Friday when you saw off the cannon at Everett. But what happened when the fire alarm went off? You guys just ran off the air.
Did you ever get a hold of Fire Station 47?
I never had any luck with that. I used to have their number, and I can't remember. We were compiling a list of phone numbers to keep on hand, and it used to be in the studio where Ryan is, and it's not in there now, so I had to call information. And now they don't give out those numbers.
Oh, well, why don't you stop by there on the way home and get it?
I'll probably end up doing that. And in the past, when I've talked to them and told them, hey, our alarm's going off, no emergency, no need to come, they said that when our alarm goes off, it doesn't automatically go to their dispatch to send them out. We would still have to call them.
We would?
Yeah. If we had an emergency, we would just have to call 911.
What if nobody's in the building? I mean, there's always somebody going to be up here, but if they're in a studio, well, they'd still hear the fire alarm. That doesn't make any sense.
I thought it was odd myself, but I don't know if we used to have that function.
And they got tired of it?
Possibly.
I believe that's probably what happened.
Okay. So that was probably a Station 47 decision.
It could be.
Okay. Yeah, Gavin's out in the lobby trying to reset the fire alarm. Yeah. He's poking around in different things. Move. See this right here where it says reset? You mash that yet? No, you got to punch in a code. Watch.
To get reset?
Yeah.
Stopped.
He goes, well, there's still a high-pitched tone going off. What about this button that says acknowledge? Mash that one yet? No? Give her a shot.
But we should know by now how to set that or shut that off.
And that's what Ruse is trying to tell me
on the phone
when he called in on the hotline.
183.
Yeah. And there was just this long, abject, retardated pause when I asked, how'd you know the fire alarm was going off? Yeah. Maybe you should come back or wait till the end of the show. The real end. Where you see me leaving. Otherwise, you don't know what's going to happen.
We've gone off, come back tons of times.
Okay, they just flashed a tornado warning up here on the screen.
Okay.
Tornado warning for They cut out like 3 letters. Well, let's see if it
again. Collin
County. The first time it passed, it just said CO. Well, somebody's got it coming. All right, Collin County tornado warning until, did it say till when? I guess until you get hit or you don't.
Yeah.
A warning means somebody's actually spotted one.
Yeah, the fellow on Channel 8 was showing what they thought was a wall cloud a moment ago from the helicopter.
Now, let me see what Channel 8's got up. Is that live up there?
Yeah, I believe it is, yeah.
Free FM. Traveling at this point?
I think, yeah, you need to stay wherever you are. Now, if folks are getting ready to head out, I would highly discourage that. Don't leave the house. Get into a safe place. If you live in a mobile home, you certainly need to get out of a mobile home. If you can get into the lowest floor of your home, a bathroom, an interior closet. All
right, on the screen it says tornado warning for Tarrant, Dallas, Ellis, Collin, and Denton counties. You're tracking the storm. 406, it'll be in Frisco. 413, Prosper. 420, I don't know where Bria Mills is. 425, McKinney, and 428, Roland. So there's your time schedule. Adjust your day as you see fit.
It kills me how they always have to say get out of the mobile home. Well, really?
Where are you supposed to go?
I would get in the car and go someplace other than a mobile home.
If I lived in a mobile home, I'd take my chances just standing outside.
That's probably better.
Swinging a golf club around.
Yeah. What the hell?
I'm going to go up on the roof. That's where all the tires are.
The end of a life of bad decisions.
On the roof, hanging onto the aerial. Surrounded by tires. Well, I guess if I'm lucky enough there's reincarnation next time, I'll take a left at that fork. What, Dan?
The road less traveled.
All right. Anything else before we get the news?
Yes.
What's the matter?
Just getting a visual of people at a mobile home park. It's, oh my God, there's a tornado coming. Everyone just meets outside.
Yeah. Get away. A mobile home park anyway. Our life is here.
Get away from them things. Hey, look at that. Tornado just picked up the mobile home. Erupted on me. Well. Take my scratch off, don't need it. What's the email?
I know you don't normally take requests, Russ, but hear me out. The You Suck rant was amazing. It was actually very patriotic and quite moving. Would you put it to some music and put it on your website so I can download it? Thanks. Love the show.
Did I do an elongated rant?
Yeah, you did. Was it Friday, Dan?
Thursday, I believe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you did almost like the preacher rant.
I don't have everything I said.
I'm sure I've still got it.
Okay. You going to transcribe it? Give it to Trey. He ain't doing nothing.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I told this to Chloe off the air. I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'm coming back from Best Buy on Saturday.
Okay. Must be good.
It's got nothing to do with where I was. Chloe just knows how the story ends.
Okay.
And I get back to my neighborhood. I'm not at the house yet. And Amy notices a spider on the headliner of the truck.
Okay.
It's one of the big ones, but it's not a menace. It's like a
daddy long legs or something like that. Okay.
And it's directly above me. It's not going anywhere. And her arachnophobia is way beyond Chloe's.
Really?
Yeah. Chloe kissed the tarantula that we brought in from the Dallas Zoo on, was it Friday? Friday.
Oh, God, yeah.
She can't get anywhere near. She won't look at him.
Totally freaks out.
She's wicked. And I went, just sit there. Nothing's going to happen. It's not poisonous. It seems content sitting over my head. Mm-hmm. Just sit there. You're distracting me because she's screaming.
And you're in no danger whatsoever because it's over you. She's in no danger.
All right. I'll roll down my window a little bit. Maybe it'll go towards the wind. Go, well, look, there's the way out. Mm. And obviously the wind scares it, so now it's going off towards her. She takes her seatbelt off, and now she's mashed up against her door.
Oh, my God.
Nothing's going to come from this. No bites. It's not going to jump on you. It's happy where it is up there. Just stop wigging out. And now I'm twisted.
We'll be home in a minute, yeah.
She's still going in circles. I hang a right on a little side street as fast as I can go. Because I'm just going to stop and I'm going to swat it out of the truck because I had it with her screaming. Sling around the corner. I slam on the brakes, forgetting she'd taken her seatbelt off. I've forgotten, really, how funny that noise is.
I didn't know if you were going to say she came flying at you and got the spider on the way, or right into dash.
And all of a sudden, you're not so angry.
No, it was like when you hear a song on the radio, the very first time you heard it, or scent or anything like that. The first, the smell of honeysuckles, but exactly where you were the first time you got a whiff of that. I remember where I was.
Now you can nap and not worry about the spider.
All of a sudden, the spider don't seem such a big problem, does it?
Sounds like there's two things now you need to be afraid of in a car.
Take your seatbelt off with Russ driving, ever.
I even told her. Then I swat the spider, and instead of going out, I get a nice streak of goo across the headliner. I went, now I got to clean that up. And I'm screaming at her all the way to the house. You can't call me stupid. I'll stop the truck and do it again, just so the wind noise isn't a distraction. You're acting like an absolute freaking idiot. There was nothing going on. Now I got to go home and I got to clean this crap off the headliner, and I got a whole list of things that I got to get to. Why you got to scream at me? Because I enjoy it.
So you were mad at her because she's obviously very arachnophobic.
That, and I had to slam, and I told her, I'm driving, you screaming is going to distract me. I might hit something. Shut up.
Yeah,
and she continues, and when the spider decides it's going to go hang out with her for a while, that's when she just went ape.
She got a little dash. And she'll remember.
That's such a Three Stooges noise.
I know it is.
You can't even accurately recreate it. But it's funny. I slammed on the brakes. About that time, I remembered she didn't have her seatbelt on. And I hear that noise. It's just like a joy came over me.
You got the nice warm and fuzzy feeling?
Yeah.
Nostalgia?
It was like a nice little shot of brandy.
Did she immediately stop screaming?
No, then she started crying.
Crying, yes.
She wasn't crying because she was hurt. She was crying because I was screaming at her. When not only do I got this goo on the headliner, you were stupid enough to take your seatbelt off. You do that again, I'll slap you just for taking it off. As a nice reminder.
So you get dash or slap or both.
Well, yeah. As soon as you get off that dash, I'm going to knock you out.
I can understand how some people just wig out. Like those of us that are logical, that don't have any, phobias like that.
Well, I don't like spiders either. The tarantula that was in here Friday, there was no way I was going to go anywhere near that. No. Kiss it on its ass like Chloe did? All right, chance.
Yeah, but you have a respect of something like that, but you don't have the
I don't have any respect
phobia
for it. Had it been one of those big nasty-looking spiders that's hanging over my head, yeah, I'd have stopped and taken care of it for me. But those daddy long legs, or whatever they actually are, they don't look menacing. They almost look jovial. Just a little dance.
From a little children's book.
Yeah. And she it was like a tarantula hanging over my head.
Totally lost it.
That's the problem. If she has something like that is such a severe phobia, there is no rational thought. She's just going to immediately react, and of course,
it really almost doesn't even look like a spider.
I know. Believe me, buddy, I'm with you. But to someone that's got that thing in the back of their head, they can't help their reaction.
Well, hers is in the front.
We moved it slightly forward on the dash did.
She just bounced off of it like it was
bumper in a pinball machine.
Oh, yeah.
Hair flying back and forth.
Yeah.
Double point.
Where'd you go?
It's like the chair was the flipper.
Well, you don't know whether to laugh or continue to be mad at her.
No, I laughed later. I was just still in the process of being twisted.
Yeah.
Because after she bounced off the dash, I look up, and I'm trying to get the spider out, and obviously I got the body, and it just let this creamy-colored goo all the way out my window. And I had to go home and clean that while I'm still screaming at her from the motor cord.
You don't have to scream at me.
Yes, I do, because I'm outside and you're in, and I want to make sure you hear it. And then we went through the what is it when you have to? Obligatory argument of, I'm not an idiot. I didn't say you're an idiot. I said you're acting like one.
Yeah, don't act like an idiot. You called me names. No, I said don't. I think, I've had this. Yeah. I think you're smarter than that, so don't act that way.
They don't take that as a compliment. You're acting like an idiot, which means normally you don't, which in itself is a compliment. Don't act that way.
It's a compliment.
Don't act that way. Don't get called one. What is it you want to argue about?
Call me names. Quit calling me names. I didn't call you that. I said, don't act stupid.
They never hear that word act.
They never hear that.
Act doesn't even exist.
All they hear is idiot or whatever.
Yeah. Don't be act like a bitch.
Whatever colorful word you decide to end the sentence with.
Technically, it's a compliment.
Oh, totally ignoring the fact that everything was her fault. Mm-hmm. You can't talk to anybody like that. Are you deaf? I'm right in the middle one.
Doing it now. See me do it before.
Look, listen. Stop for a minute, and you'll get to hear it.
Go get a recorder. You can play it for yourself later.
No, you won't need a recorder, because I'll be there.
She actually said, you can't talk to me that way?
Yeah.
I would expect that from someone you just met. Not from someone that you live with or engaged to.
Especially after what we just went through. Because she didn't initially tell me there was a spider over my head. It was, oh my God! I thought there was a car coming. There was something in the road. She did that 3 times, and I went, what is it? She points over my head. Is it a plane coming? I look up, and there's the spider. All right.
It's over me. If I'm not worried about it, relax.
No, she wanted out of the truck. And then when I rolled the window down and it started inching towards her, it's just,
bye.
Yeah.
No sense.
That's when she pulled her seatbelt off. You can get out if you want. Chances are he's going to come after you. All right. Do we have time for news?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Somebody drop this.
Huh?
Somebody drop this off for you.
Oh, yeah.
Just a bag of something.
It was on my desk.
Well, what is the shirt? Is all this together?
No.
No, the shirt is part of Adidas. Adidas's brand new Dale Jr. Nation gear.
Why is it orange?
Well, that's just one of the shirts. This has got orange trim. It's blue shirt, orange trim with the.
What is that on the front?
It's flame with a JR.
Well, I see the flame, but it's JR.
Yeah, for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Now he's doing Adidas.
Yeah, Adidas actually outfits him, his race suit, shoes, and his entire pit team, and actually all of the Hendricks Motorsports.
Are you doing endorsements for them?
Yeah, for this week leading up to Texas Motor Speedway.
Oh, is this your shirt then?
No, that one's yours. I got one in the office.
And what did the sales guy promise you?
He said part of that they, be able to include in the spots is to see, this brand new Adidas Junior Nation gear. And he said, I've got some gear for you. And I got a shirt.
I thought he said a box. He goes, I got a box of gear for you.
He did?
I thought that's what you said earlier.
Well, everybody else is
maybe that was my impression.
A box with 2 shirts.
3. JD got one, too.
Oh. What were we going to say, John?
No, yeah, just a box with everybody's gear in it. Dan only got one.
Which is fine. It's actually very cool stuff.
And that was on my desk. I didn't know what it was. At first, it's just chalk. And
is this from Amy's stepdad?
Yes.
Why is one of the logs open?
I didn't know it was for you. It was just on my desk when I got here. And one of the promo kids was in there talking to me, and I gave him a couple cans. I didn't know it was for... Don't step away, Dan. I didn't know it was for you. It doesn't have your name on it. It was just sitting on my desk. And he goes, what is that? I go, it's some chalk.
And you what?
I gave him a couple of the cans.
What did you say?
He goes,
what did you say? You what?
I just said, do you want a couple of them? He goes, I do, Charlotte. That's my brand. I go, oh, you want a couple? He goes, sure. And I gave them to him, and he walked off. That's before I knew it was for you and from Amy's dad.
Go get my chaw.
He's gone. It's a promo kid.
Was that the two-way?
Yeah.
Sounded like it.
Yes, Gavin.
JD, what did the promo guy look like?
He was about 5'10", sandy hair, kind of dumpy.
So when you gave him that, you asked him his age, and he told you he was 19?
No. Why would I? No.
You gave tobacco to a minor.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Is it illegal? Yeah, I guess it is. To give it to him?
Yeah.
I didn't ask him his age. He looks 21.
The passing of cash doesn't really make any difference.
He looks 21. I'll get it back. Why would he take it from me then if he's underage?
Well, forget that. I don't care. Why are you giving away my chaw?
I didn't know it was yours at the moment.
Why? Who would it be for?
Well, it's just sitting on my desk. Why is it on my desk? I don't know.
Do you do the skull?
No.
All right. So chances are it's either going to be for me, Chuck, or Trey. Yeah. Or maybe even Chloe. Possibly. Why are you giving away my chaw?
Well, there's a whole bunch of it there.
I don't care how much is here. You gave away 2 cans, and one day I'm going to want those 2 cans.
I'll buy you some more. I'll go get you some.
Trey just walked in. Wait and see what happens when I tell him.
Dad just came home.
Hi, Trey.
Hi, Russ.
How was your epidural?
Dandy.
How long did you get it?
I got it about 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. How do you feel right now?
Feel okay.
You relaxed?
Yeah, still got some of those drugs in me.
Okay. Let's see how good they are.
Okay.
Eddie, Amy's stepdad.
Uh-huh.
Brought 4 or 5 logs of skull, different flavors.
Excellent.
JD gave some away to the promotions department. Goodbye, John.
No, sit down. Relax. Just relax. Damn move. Relax. Relax. Jesus. It's just skull.
It's
all right.
Why don't you try something like that out at NASCAR?
No.
Just Dale Jr. Because that's the same emotion you're going to get out of us. It's just Dale Jr. in a car. It's just skull.
It's just, you have a ton there. There's 4 or 5 logs.
I've already explained to you. One day I'm going to be out and I'm going to want those 2 cans.
I'll find that kid.
I ran out over the weekend and I was looking for. Luckily, I found some. It was in my Elvis stuff left over from the white trash party.
Yeah, that's funny on so many levels. I don't even want to start. I found my skull wrapped up in my Elvis stuff.
No,
the white trash party.
It was in one of the pockets of my Elvis outfit. I had 2 left.
As if you really needed to throw an at white trash party in there for us to believe it.
And 2 was just enough. I was okay. It's all right, Mama. And you give away my 2 cans.
Get him back from the kid. I didn't know he was 19.
We went through this years ago when you're giving away my wine.
Oh, my God. That was 7 years ago.
And I don't even drink wine, so it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just the fact you were giving away my stuff. But I do enjoy the nicotine. And you gave away 2 cans. How many pouches in each can?
Probably 15.
Thought it was more than that.
15, 20, somewhere around there.
You gave away 2 cans of my nicotine.
I know. I'll get it back from the kid. I know.
I'm sure he's already opened it. And you gave it to a 19-year-old. And I'm calling somebody.
This is more than you could. You'd go into a nicotine fit if you had all this.
I'm not going to do all this at once. I don't go home and shove it in my bottom lip so I look like an Ethiopian plate woman.
I'll replace it. I'll get some more for you. What kind do you like?
I like the 2 cans that are gone.
He likes the kind that was given to him as a gift from his future father-in-law.
Then tell him to put his name on it next time.
You know it's not for you. It's tobacco. Chewing tobacco. You don't do chaw.
Maybe just somebody dropped it off from the promotions department. I don't know.
It's still not for you. If they drop it off for the show, there's a good God chance it's for me.
Okay. I'm not sure.
And now you've deprived me. Let's say there's 20 pouches in each one. You deprived me of 40 nicotine highs.
I see.
40 pouches of goodness.
I'll get them back, or
are you going to cause me 40 nicotine fits?
I'd like to watch one.
They're right. Get it? No, don't write that down.
Oh, yeah.
Before we need a break. You go down the hall and see if you can find that kid.
He was on the way out the door in one of the
Then
vans.
you go and call him.
I'll get him. If he's opened one, I'll replace it. I'm sorry.
I don't get the concept of giving my stuff away.
Again, I didn't know it was yours.
What did you think it was for? If somebody set it on your desk and went, guess. Doesn't have a name on it, but guess.
I would guess probably for you or Trey or Chuck.
And you think we're going to react kindly to you giving away our nicotine?
Maybe. I thought maybe.
Just Dale Jr. He's a jack off.
It's NASCAR week. Or maybe our promotions team had it from the NASCAR.
Which means it would be for me. Do you do this?
No.
Then you don't open it. Even if you do it, you don't open it. It's not yours.
All right.
And where are you getting all the NASCAR gear?
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Who's number 24?
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Is that my shirt?
No, it's just in your shirt.
You're wearing an 88 Friday.
Yes.
I missed that one.
Where are you getting it?
Who was 88?
Dale Jr.
Oh.
And you also got another Dale Jr. shirt in the box of gear.
Yeah.
And now you're wearing a Jeff Gordon, who's on the same team, Hendrick Motorsports, which Adidas outfits the entire team.
So, okay, you guys are going someplace with this, and I don't know where.
He's got all this gear that I was supposed to get under my impression, and I got one stinking T-shirt.
No.
So for the Adidas spots.
You turned into a swag whore.
No.
Did you steal my box of gear?
No.
I asked you again. You take his box of gear?
Didn't. No.
Did you give some of it away? I'll guarantee you there's probably a couple of promo kids running around with a couple of 8s on them. All nicotined up. Do we need a break?
Yes.
You better go get my nicotine.
I'll go. We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show. Hey, drop a load on him.
During the break, I asked Gavin. So did you have a conversation with Mike Roos in engineering?
Yes.
About leaving Friday before the show was over?
And he did?
Yeah. Luckily, Roos had an excuse.
Which was? Is he going?
I was still here. I was out back smoking. So they called me on the telephone line.
Instead of walking down the hall?
Well, I'm smoking, and I wouldn't want to go in there and add to the problems.
You put it out.
We just fired a cannon. Do you think a Marlboro's going to
make any difference?
Yeah, if there's any time you're going to smoke in the building.
Yeah, that's the one time you probably get it without getting your ass chewed. Plus, when he called me Friday, Roos, he said, "Is the fire alarm going off?" Yeah. Where are you? Well, I'm on the road. All right. So either you lied to me or you lied to Gavin. And that's going to be a rough one to ferret out. I said, "You're supposed to be here till the end of the show. Show's over." How'd you hear the fire alarm? On the radio.
Yeah. After 7 and show's over, two different things.
He really had the gate open and his car running at 7 o'clock?
I hate to, yeah.
All right. Now, they came in during the break and said they fixed the hum.
All right.
See if it's gone.
Look at that. No hum.
Let's change tunes.
Hang on. Yeah, it's gone.
Done.
What I want to know is why they didn't check it when they stuck the new computer in here.
If it's that simple, you check it.
Well, as loud as it was, You just turn pot the fader up, turn the speakers up, you hear a hum. Let's do something about that. As opposed to letting me be the beta tester for everything that happens in here. You get my nicotine back?
No, the kid is gone. He's out in the Jack. He's Jack FM. I didn't know that. He's out. He'll be back later.
So you gave it to a kid who doesn't even work for our station?
No,
he gave it to a
he's
kid.
A promo kid. He's a promo kid. I know who he is. I know the kid. I talk to him all the time.
Contributing to the delinquency.
I don't care what he's doing. He gave away my chaw. My chaw.
I know that now. At the
you
time,
knew it before.
I didn't know who that was from. That could have been from Sam.
It doesn't matter who it's from. If it's sitting on your desk, that means it's for me.
You got something that was on my desk during the break. You wanted its postcard from Tim Powers. I think he's in Peru. I didn't touch it. I didn't give it to anybody. Get you your chaw back.
Yo, guys, I can't seem to put my finger on it, but somehow this postcard reminded me of the show. Tim and Loretta Powers. Well, how about that? It's a little wood carving of a Peru man with the size of Peru. Oh, that's an incense burner.
Oh, is it really?
Well, look at the size of his pee hole.
Well, I just thought it was a funny, yeah, okay.
You know what that is, Dan?
Yeah, I guess it could be.
Or a bong.
I don't need weed that bad.
Yeah, in that case, puff, puff, pass, you can just really just keep on passing.
Yeah, I guess that could be a bong.
Let me see. Bruce pops up. Let me see.
I smoke it.
I don't care if it's got weed in it or not. Let me tug on the great big Peru Peter.
You know, I don't think it's really a bong. I think it's just one of those, just a regular figurine. And
why would the hole in his Peter be that big?
Just because
it's either an incense burner or it's a bone.
Part of the figurine.
And I don't care how bad I want to hide. I ain't sucking the Peruvian Peter.
Well, the Peter's a little bit too long for it to be maybe like an incense holder. Well, depending, I don't know how big.
Well, the smoke's going to come out of it.
Also, it's leaning a little bit too much. It's too erect.
For what?
Because usually incense burners are a little bit more like a 45 degree.
That's a 45 degree angle.
Yeah. Well, a little lower, like 20.
The smoke's still going to come out the pee hole.
Yeah, I'm just saying just telling you my thoughts. And also too, there's holes on the top. You would have to.
That's part of his hat.
If it was the bong, you'd have to put your whole hand around those holes.
I don't care what it is.
Smoke out of it.
I don't care how bad I want to get a high or how bad the stench is in my house. I ain't sucking it. Thank you. You ready for news?
Sure.
Or do we have any other distractions? Oh, Trey wasn't here because he was out getting jabbed. I turned in my notice.
Excuse me?
The station's giving away $10,000 2 or 3 times a day, and you can't work here.
This station?
Yeah. It's a national contest.
Oh.
So you've got 25, 30 different radio stations that all their listeners are competing. They made it easy, though, because the 110th caller wins.
During this show?
No. In fact, Gavin's running the promos, or the call to win, during everybody else's show. Why is that again, Gavin?
Because you don't do contests on your show.
We play contest. I think we do something almost every Friday.
Yeah, but you don't do contests for listeners to win. You guys take home the prize.
They still enjoy it.
Yeah. Somebody has to win. The odds of the listeners winning, regardless if I keep it or not, chances of winning are small. And then, because they know personally who won the money, they can live vicariously.
It's a lot more fun for the listener.
No, Jesus.
Yes,
no.
If you just hear a name on the air, Chloe Rayburn won something, and somebody you don't know, doesn't make any difference. But if I win it, then they're happy for me.
Their buddy won.
Right. Now there's an emotion tied into it, and I get $10,000.
It's illegal.
Not in 2 weeks it won't be.
Yeah. April 12th.
Yes, it will.
I gave 2 weeks.
You're not going to, and I appreciate that. However, you're not going to leave.
Read my resignation letter to Trey. Remember to use effing instead of the real word.
I realize that, yeah.
You did it the first time.
Well, dear Mr. Spittle, I effing quit. Effective April 11, 2008. His in Christ, Russell Martin.
Very nice.
Yeah. Now, you going to give me the 10 grand and I'll stay, or do I got to quit to get it?
That's not how this works.
You don't give me the guy $10,000, I'm leaving.
Well, that doesn't
His
make
in Christ.
sense.
And I don't understand why you're not running the promo on my show. Well, you're running the promos, just not the call to win.
If you want to do the call to win on your show...
I don't have to answer the phone. It goes to an 800 number.
No, I understand. If you want to do it...
So how come you didn't want to run it during my show?
Because I didn't want to interrupt the show.
It runs during commercial breaks, right?
Sometimes, if we take commercial breaks around that time, yes. But if we don't, then it's going to be in the middle of the
time has to be very specific.
Right, and I didn't...
It's got to run simultaneously on all stations at the exact moment.
Exactly.
I can do that. I'm very formatical.
Is that on your resume right next to team player?
So you don't think my listeners deserve to win $10,000?
I'm not saying that at all.
That's exactly what this is.
I'm not saying that at all. If you'd like to try it, then we can try it.
Does it have to be to the exact second?
Yes.
So if it's supposed to run at 4 o'clock, it can't run 4 o'clock in 10 seconds.
I mean, yeah, we could get away with that, yes.
Or we could run it at 3:50.
Well, exactly. And that's exactly why we're not doing it.
And I'd have a better shot at winning.
No.
Yeah. Because you know when it was going to happen.
I don't even have to play the sounder on the air.
And you could throw a ringer in there.
How? Have Chuck win it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He doesn't work for CBS.
You have Joy win it. She already won money from Craddock. Just make a sweep of the market.
I forgot. How did she win that?
It was one of those high-low games where you stop the voice that's telling you $1,500, $2,000. And if you go too far, it goes, you lose. She won $7,000 something dollars. She stopped. She goes, stop. And it was $7,200 some odd dollars.
Did she go up to Craddock at an appearance and say, I won the money from him?
Oh, yeah.
Did he know who she was?
Not until she walked away and came over and stood by me.
She buy you anything with that $7 grand?
I have her eternal love.
Yeah. Your yodeler went off the cliff, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. She had some bills to pay, I'm sure somewhere. So she's offered to pay for dinner once.
Yeah. She didn't buy you anything?
Not specifically for that, no. She spent it on her kids and bills and things like that.
Don't you pay for everything else? Trips? Every time you go someplace?
Yeah, I pay for the trip. She didn't have the money to do that.
She had $7 grand.
That was then. By the time the trip came around, she didn't have it.
Okay. Do you want to hear the promo, Trey?
I'd love to.
The number's on here if you want to write it down.
Okay.
Many of you have complained about Live 105.3 Sam the Mailman's voice.
It's not that bad. Oh, my voice.
But would you be complaining if you were 10 grand richer?
Oh.
Live 105.3, as part of a multi-city contest, is giving you a chance at 10 grand. Good job. All you have to do is be the 110th national caller. When you hear Sam say,
Win 10 grand. Call now. 866-EASY-WIN.
And you can be 10 grand richer. See? Sam's voice sounds better already. Your first chance to win $10,000 is this Thursday morning on The Jagger Show with Live 105.3.
What is it, Trey?
They don't even have the decency to spell it out before give you the numbers.
No. Well, easy win. I'm not going to remember numbers. Easy win's a lot easier.
Well, not if you have like a PDA or whatnot where you don't
Well,
have.
you program it in. That's why you're getting the heads up 3 or 4 days in advance. You got time to program it in. So I go home and just sit on the couch. Rake it in. Hey, how many times can I win?
Once.
A day?
No.
Yeah.
Your CBS rules, you can only allow one winner per, I think it's every 30 days.
With bigger prizes, it's usually more, though.
Do what?
With bigger prizes, if
like
it's
half a year?
It's over a certain amount, yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention they'll have to tax you on that.
Not considered a gift?
It is. That's why I have to tax you. If it's anything over $600, I need to tax you.
Thought you could take a gift up to $10,000 and you don't got to pay any taxes on it.
No. IRS makes us report it.
Maybe it's because it's winnings. It's not really a gift, per se. Now, the one they're going to give you, that'll be a gift. Station.
That's the deal. If they want to give me $10,000, I'll stay. You take my resignation letter to David Henry?
No.
I tell you what's going to happen.
I know, he's not there.
Because I'm covered from the with the Americans with Disabilities Act because of my addiction to internet porn.
Oh, my God.
And especially now, midget pornography. I got a way out. And I quit. You can't hold me to my contract. And if you make me stay, I'm going to bring midgets up here every day and let them in your office so I can watch. That's how bad my addiction is.
So you would rather win $10,000 than make more money?
Yes. And that was very astute the way that you laid that out.
No, I just can't figure it out. It makes no sense. These arguments we get into make no sense.
Exactly why I have. Now give me my money or I'm leaving.
What doesn't
You ready for newsstand?
Yeah, if you like.
Okay. Anything else?
Actually, today's opening day baseball, right? Or did they actually start it last night? I'm guessing. President Bush threw out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals home opener.
Didn't the Rangers have a really good they call it preseason?
Mm-hmm. Spring training.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah. They always fall apart by August.
You still look at it as possibly a precursor.
It could
Were
be.
they like 17-10?
Yeah. Wow. I'm impressed.
I don't know why that stuck.
I don't either. I'm surprised you even know they played.
I know that there was a spring training. They call it that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very nice. Accidentally catch the Dale Henson at some point, did you?
I don't know where I got it. What kind of
34.
Yeah, and this is President Bush throwing out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals home opener against the Atlanta Braves in the Nationals' new stadium, and the crowd competed with each other, both trying to cheer and boo.
Oh, thought maybe peg somebody.
And here to throw out the inaugural pitch at Nationals Park to mark a new era of Washington baseball, the President of the United States.
No, I don't think there was much of a competition there.
Yeah, I think the Jeers won that one.
That's just rude. I'm sorry. That's still the president. What a nightmare for security. A ballpark full of people.
Yeah, they're booting.
When Don Imus made racist...
what is that guy?
Oh, that's from the View. Barack was on there Friday.
Oh, that's right. I meant to watch that.
Basically...
Did Hasselbeck jump all over his ass?
Not as bad, really. I listened to some of those cuts, and Hasselbeck, she really wasn't on him like she was before he got on the show.
But she had painted him along with the same stroke she did Reverend Wright. This guy's a racist. Obviously, that's going to rub off on Obama.
Barbara Walters in this one is asking kind of along those lines. She brings Don Imus into this. I'll let her ask the question.
When Don Imus made racist remarks about the Rutgers women's basketball team, you said you thought he should lose his job, and you said, and I'm quoting, "There's nobody on my staff who would still be working for me if they made a comment like that about anybody or any ethnic group." What's the difference?
Yeah. Well, two things. One, Reverend Wright has retired. So.
Wow.
You can kind of stop it there, but it goes on.
He retired out of a coincidence, or the church pushed him out. Yes. You don't take credit for that one.
He quit.
Oh, he is no longer the pastor of the church. So that's. Let me put this in context. I joined this church when I was 27, 20 years ago, and everybody I think who knows Trinity United Church of Christ, which
can I have a nice soft shoe back there, Chuck?
by the way, is a 99% white denomination, the United Church of Christ. So this is one of the few African American congregations in the denomination. Will tell you, and people in Chicago will tell you, this is one of the most active, largest churches in the community. And Reverend Wright had a reputation, justifiably, for being one of the best preachers in the city. And so on and off during the course of these 20 years, I knew him. I joined.
Why does that go back and justify anything he throws out that was just sheer hate.
He doesn't justify anything. He's totally got away from the original question, which was about, how's he any different than Don Imus when you made the comment?
Well, now he's got to go back.
It's a lot worse than Don Imus.
Again, what Imus said was just it was an off-color comment.
Yes.
And I meant no offense to the off-color people that were mad. And what he does, and he didn't do it with Imus, what he does is he goes back and justifies with all this good that Reverend Wright did, there's no reason to fire him just over this. All right. What about all the good that Imus has done with his charity for children with disabilities, something like that?
Why do you all the other charities he's probably done over the years? And everything.
Why don't you take a look at that as well? If you're going to use the same template, then Reverend Wright don't get out on this either.
Not even close. And what Imus said was not blatantly racist. Was it stupid? We've said before, yes. But what Reverend Wright said was clearly racist.
Well, and Reverend Wright made these comments 5-6 years ago. I mean, the ones we know about. So it's not like he just made them this year and it was a new revelation.
Right. And Obama had time, if he heard all these things, if he was at one of the services, I'm going to go into the political arena, I probably should get the out of here and I'm back. So Trey's right. He didn't have just a couple of days ago. All right, what do I do with this? As soon as those start, one day that's going to come and pay a visit. Sure. And when it knocks on the door, it ain't going to run off.
And I don't know what he says in the rest of the clip, but it sounds like...
Well, he got away from the question totally.
He's distancing himself, saying, well, I kind of knew him in and out for those 20 years. He officiated your wedding. You said your book... The title of your book was based on him. Yeah,
not a casual friend.
No.
Yeah. Not somebody you met one time picking up beer at the Market.
Nation justifiably for being one of the best preachers in the city. And so on and off during the course of these 20 years, I knew him. I joined the church and embraced my Christian faith at that church. I was married.
You're right. At this point, he still hasn't answered the question. I saw where he was going. Reverend Wright made these comments. But when you balance it out with all the good that he's done, you really stick that over in the corner and go, all right, everybody's going to have some negative aspects of their life, some liabilities, just parts of their life where they can't stand white people.
Back to the original question. How is that any different than Imus, who you said no one would ever work on your staff that said something as horrific as Don Imus said?
It's exactly the same thing. In fact, it's worse.
It's worse.
Because Imus wasn't talking to him.
And he came back the very next day and said, hey, I was stupid. I am so sorry.
Yeah. Imus addressed it immediately. Biggest screw up Imus made, and we've covered this over and over, is going on Sharpton's show, and you just handed him all the power that he needed.
You felt it that day. You felt the swing.
And it didn't look like they let Imus bring anybody from his group.
Oh, no, he was all by himself.
It was Imus and then Sharpton's posse.
And a ton of reporters. Nobody on Imus' side.
And when during commercial breaks, Sharpton would get up and leave the room, and Imus would have to sit in there with all these black partners.
Don't.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, I wish I had some wagons to round up. They're going to cut off my papoose. And then Sharpton would come back after a break, and she was at some more.
That was it. I can't.
It was a waste of time because, in fact, it probably sped the process up of Imus getting popped. CBS couldn't sit and wait and see what was going to do
over a weekend.
They're going to accept his apology. Turned out they did. CBS lets him go anyway. Got to pay him $20 million.
$20 million.
Got to pay him $20 million because they screwed him out of his contract. Then he gets another gig. And I can't get $10,000 out of this company just to have me stay, so I have to play some stupid contest.
No.
You get my money yet, Gavin?
No.
All right, then.
No.
Yes, David Henry?
He's not in the building.
Of course. How very crazy of me. Where is he?
I'm not sure. I'm getting emails.
Yeah, nobody is. All right, is he over at Fitzhugh?
I think he is.
Did you call over there?
No, not yet.
All right. Sorry to bother you. All right. Do we not have time for this? We need a break now? Yes. All right, then. We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Hi, Gail.
Hi.
What do you got?
I've got Reliant Energy. In Fort Worth, the West Freeway shut down eastbound at Chapel Creek. Southbound 35 in Dallas at Zang. The 2 left lanes are blocked by a wreck. Backed up past downtown onto Simmons from Inwood. Also, southbound 35 before Ledbetter, there's a wreck. On eastbound I-30 at Griffin, you got one. And in Richardson, northbound 75 before the Bush Turnpike, a wreck in the HOV lane. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
It's going to be a little cooler tomorrow. Some more rain coming in for Wednesday. It should be 68 the high tomorrow. It's 80 now at Live 105.3.
Did we guess right? Because you didn't, Trey, you didn't say when you sent these Mark Davis clips. Is that for the lover?
Yes.
What made you decide to pick Mark?
It worked out beautifully.
I'm wondering why we didn't think of it sooner.
I was on WBAP.com and I saw that they have best of clips they post every day, and started going through them and said, that just, it works.
My oversized Sasquatch man. Let me plant my dragon of love in your toadle.
Now this is truly perverse.
You'll get used to it. Remember to push. But don't push too hard. Or your stinky tube of mystery will push out a cookie.
Oh, good Lord.
And almost done.
Oh, Nancy.
No? If you're on top, you're not the Nancy. You're the Nancy.
I was holed up.
And I'm so sad. It suddenly you only have the one. Does the lover feel good inside?
My God.
Oh. How do you feel about the lover?
I love you, man. Oh, God, the shame.
It's just between you and I. And the little treat that I left in your hole. My little cream pie.
I kind of nudged the thing downhill.
Don't tug too hard. It is rooted in.
Oof.
I'm almost done.
Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah. You may want to close your eyes.
Well, I'm not in the Ku Klux Klan anymore.
What did you say? What am I supposed to do with that one?
I don't know. I don't remember what I was thinking when I cut that.
Don't be throwing me any Klan ringers.
Sorry.
All right. You ready for news, Dan? See. 5:13. Buenos dias, beaches. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Monday, March 31st, 2008. Birthdays today. Ewan McGregor turns 37. Angus Young, of course, from AC/DC, is 53. Al Gore is 60, along with Rhea Perlman. Gabe Kaplan, Mr. Cotter on Welcome Back, Cotter, turned 63. Christopher Walken is 65. Richard Chamberlain, 74. And Shirley Jones turns 74 as well today.
Who was the first birthday?
Ewan McGregor.
It was not Ewan.
Well, and I hear him say it's Ewan.
Oh.
With that Scottish brook.
All right. No offense.
Matt Budge worries his time is short. A month ago, the 36-year-old found out he was dying of a rare form of cancer. He's now scrambling to move his family with relatives in Utah. But when he tried to break his lease at his McKinney apartment 4 months early, he says the complex told him he would owe thousands in fees and rent. For an apartment complex like this, $9,000 is not a whole lot of money, but for us, that's a huge amount of money, he said. Included in the $9,000 bill, $3,200, 2 months in future rent, and then thousands more in fees, and even items like reimbursing the complex for a $75 credit given after a water leak. He says his numerous appeals remain unanswered. Steve Buys, a friend of the family, said, we had the bishop of our congregation contact them, meaning the apartment complex, and try to appeal to their sense of compassion and explain the situation.
Complex can't make that decision. Signed a lease.
And the complex is holding them to the letter of the contract, not doing any talking about it.
I don't think the complex can.
Then you take it up to someone that can make that decision. When somebody's dying of cancer, why do you want to make somebody stay to a contract?
You signed a lease.
You didn't know you had cancer.
I'm dying.
So? And they can let him out.
Yeah, they can. They don't want.
Hold on a second. Trey knows because he's in real estate. How can they let him out, John?
You can do whatever you want. It's like this company. When they can want to find money for something, they find it. Anybody can make it happen.
They got a lease that's set up by the TAA. How do you know there aren't legal remedies that somebody else may have? Hey, you let him out. How come you wouldn't let me out?
Because you're not dying of cancer. If you're dying of cancer, you're out.
Does it say that in the contract?
No.
Well, you said with authority they can let him out. How do they do that?
A human being can go take it and go, get out of here.
All right. Then you open yourself up to potential lawsuits of other people that had valid reasons, whatever they are, that they wouldn't let out. You sign this, we got to hold you to it. Now, I ask you again.
Well, I don't have, obviously, legally, I don't know. But
and what's the rule of this show?
We don't talk about things we don't know about.
See? Now, how can they get out, Trey?
The apartment could let them just sublet them for the remaining 2 months of the lease, or just end the lease early for a fee.
He didn't have the cash. He didn't have the cash for anything. According to him, if I understood the story right, he's got just enough money to move to Utah. I don't know why he wants to go to Utah.
That's his family is.
I don't want to die there.
He wants his kids settled before he dies.
So, were you done, Trey?
I mean, truth of the matter is, hell, he could just walk the lease. He's dying.
That's what I would do, first of all.
Well, what about when they reporting to TransUnion?
Come and get me.
Yeah, you don't pay Amex once, and they don't give a rat's ass if you're dead.
They'll get you.
So you don't think you should be held to the lease?
No, absolutely not. Again, walk it. I don't. What are you going to do to me? I wouldn't even gone this far. But again, it's corporate policy that somebody could modify or change. Okay, so if someone's dying in the next 12 months, we'll add that to future leases.
Trey, does that have that? You can't just add anything you want,
no,
especially if they're using a Texas Apartment Association lease. It's a standard lease.
I can make an addendum, can I?
That says what?
That says if you're dying in the next 12 months, you're out. If you can prove by a doctor that you're dying.
Yeah, you could.
You can actually do that with a TAA lease.
You can amend. I mean, yeah, you can add an addendum to it, but they're not going to.
I still think you open yourself up for potential lawsuits. I had valid reasons why my dad was dying. I needed to move to help him out. You didn't let me out of the lease. Now you're going to open yourself up for just a plethora of lawsuits.
If this was handled quietly, nobody else would even know. And it's a case-by-case basis. Add that one line into future contracts as we determine on a case-by-case basis and at our own discretion, sole discretion. But you're right. In this case,
so every lease is going to have to come with some type of what if.
Yeah. There's things that happen to people. And this is one of the worst, He doesn't say how long he has to live, but obviously he wants to get his kids settled with the family in Utah. Personally, I wouldn't. I'd just move out and say, screw you, come get me.
But you can forget about getting another credit card.
I'll worry about that tonight when I'm sleeping.
Do they know that he really has cancer?
Well, I'm sure that's verifiable. That's easy to have a doctor. I'm sure if they've gone to the trouble, had the church come by, they probably had, oh, look, here's the paperwork. I'm really dying.
Did they do that?
I don't know.
Oh, God. One more, and you're going to spin the wheel there, slick.
Jesus, we don't talk about things.
Go ahead, Dan.
The people in New Orleans who had their homes destroyed by Hurricane Katrina have had it obviously pretty rough, and now some of them are going to have a little rougher. After Katrina hit, people who were made homeless applied for grants through a group called Road Home so they could get enough money to rebuild or find new homes. After 2.5 years since Katrina, and 1/3 of the people who applied for a grant still haven't gotten one, but the people who did get grants apparently received a little too much cash. Road Home says they rushed out the checks and may have overpaid between 1,000 and 5,000 people. So now Road Home wants their money back, and they say they overpaid $35,000 on average. And they want the hurricane victims who got too much cash to give the money back.
Yeah, you should go ahead and open up a bank account, and it's going to fill up pretty fast.
And all the company wants back, just $175 million. Road Home even says that some people got $150,000 grants, which was the highest grant you can get when some of those people shouldn't have gotten anything. A spokesman for the company says that their screw-up isn't that bad because only about 4% of the grants were made incorrectly. And quote,
it ain't that bad because you're never going to see that cash again.
Yeah, and he says a 4% error rate is actually pretty good for a large federal program.
Well, then, sit on it. Yeah, then plan on your 4% loss because they're not going to line up to hand you your cash back.
No. I'm very sorry. I gave you too much. Would you mind giving me that back?
Why, of course. You'll take a check. Yes. It's in the bank. That's underwater. What, Trey?
Is this a federal program or is this an independent company that was facilitating getting the federal grants?
That's what it sounds like, the latter.
Yeah. They're going to eat it.
Yeah, they admitted they made a mistake. Our mistake was relatively minor. What was the first part?
Yeah. You gave it to who? Good, dude.
Last week, we, of course, told you about 37-year-old Mandy Hamlin from Lubbock. This is the woman who was forced to remove her nipple rings while going through security at Lubbock's airport. Mandy hadn't taken out the nipple rings in a long time and had her skin grow over them. When she was unable to remove them using just her hands, the TSA officers embarrassed her by forcing her to use a pair of pliers to get them out. Well, of course, Mandy, as we know, hired Gloria Allred as her attorney, and now the TSA is playing nice. Last Friday, they issued a statement saying that even though the officers in Lubbock followed proper procedure, the TSA has decided to change its policy on nipple rings. In the future, passengers with nipple rings can either, 1, remove them, or 2, have their nipple rings visually inspected by a TSA officer.
All right, so now they're going to open up that possibility.
Yes. And actually, according to the story we had from Friday, on their website, it said that that's supposed to be an option anyway, and Mandy's complaint was that she was never given that option, and when she offered it up, they said, no, take them out.
Well, it's like Friday, or whenever you did the story, I guessed that they wouldn't do that because that's going to open yourself up for more liabilities. Well, I had to show them my cans. Whether you offer it or not, I felt pressured that I was going to actually have to show them, and there again, you're going to have the Gloria Allred.
Yep.
She's going to be there regardless, and you're going to have more of a lawsuit.
Yeah, you're right. And the TSA statement said they regret the situation she was put in. And though they didn't actually apologize like Mandy wanted, Gloria Allred, her attorney, says the statement and the policy change will be good enough.
What did you guys speculate this chick weighed?
250.
And the nipple rings are
hideous, nasty.
So much so that the skin grew over it. So then you've lost the luster that came along with the nipple rings to make you more attractive to the men that might actually take advantage of those things.
Yeah, obviously they hadn't been played with and all.
That was the problem. They'd rusted in.
All right.
A Swedish pharmaceutical company called QMed has developed a product which it claims will make a woman's breasts a full cup size bigger just simply by getting an injection. The product is called Macrolane, and it's an acid that's injected deep into the breast tissue. The acid causes the breast to grow and gives them a smooth appearance. The entire procedure takes less than an hour and costs about $3,000 per breast.
Does it last forever?
That I'm not sure if we know yet.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do. I'm sorry. Before you run off to get the injection, though, it's only a temporary fix. I'm sorry. After a year, the acid wears off and your chest will shrink back to its regular size. That is unless, of course, you get another injection, of course, at that $6,000 total. It's not yet available in the US.
I'm missing the boob job angle then.
It's the same money it would cost to get a regular boob job, except it only lasts a year.
Obviously, it's less invasive, and probably you don't have to worry about leakage or anything else that comes along with breast implants. But Dr. Toledo showed me the implant before they shoved it in Amy. Sure, he showed me a sample and not the actual one. He threw it on the ground and stomped on it to show me how pure it was.
Yeah.
So there was no chance of leakage.
I can't imagine what it was with the early ones that caused them to leak. Maybe they were just different bags.
Well, they don't even know if the leakage really had anything to do with the effects that the women said that they had.
I didn't even know that.
And they wore saline and now they went back to silicone, right? That's what it is.
Yes.
Toledo said some doctors were flying their wives overseas so they could still get the silicone implants.
Because they knew they were safe?
Yeah.
Well, probably the FDA got involved, and that's when everybody goes, okay, everybody hold it, wait, let's go to the water for a while. Then we'll bring silicone back later. But you're right.
The saline, he showed me the difference. It was like squeezing an avocado that wasn't anywhere near ready to eat, and one that's been sitting in the sun for a while.
Yeah, the girlfriend that I had that had the fake ones, hers were...
You could see the ribs.
Yeah, you could actually see...
along the side of the implant,
where the bag,
the breast.
Yeah, where the bag was. You could actually feel the liner of the bag.
I'd have rather not had implants if it was going to be that obvious.
I think she was not happy with them when they got done. They looked fine if she was
just
just
the same chick that banged herself with your car shifter?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Anyway, but, I think she wasn't too happy with it. Just standing there across a room, fine, but you start to look and feel,
Yeah. All right. How we doing, Chloe?
Cool.
All right.
Now, of course, this injection not available in the U.S. yet, but you can go to Europe, where apparently they have it just about everywhere.
What were you trying to ask me during the break?
Oh, I was wondering, why were you so close to the horn section on Saturday?
I'm picking up the trumpet.
Picking it up? What do you mean? Like you're going to start playing the trumpet?
Now that I've mastered the guitar.
Back to Chloe's original question, why were you hanging out with the horns?
I got to pick up a couple of songs that doesn't have guitar in it.
Do we have a hot chick in the horn section?
Yeah, the one from UNT.
There we go. Just be honest with us. We know you're not picking up the horn.
Yeah, I am.
You're going to do a trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
Have you learned anything yet?
Not really.
But you're just hanging out with her. Specifically, there's 12 people in the horn section last count. And you learn from her.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is she going to tutor you?
That's a noise it'll probably make.
You wrote that down.
Have we grown tired of trying to bang the backup singers?
I'm giving up on Summer. She's an absolute pain in the ass.
Why?
She won't send me pictures.
Whoa.
She won't. I can't get anything out of her.
That's not a pain in the ass. That's a very respectable young lady.
The other chicks are sending me pictures.
Why are you doing this?
I want to see them.
You've chased more dang backup singers away than we've had.
We've had these three for how long, Chuck?
About a year.
See?
And they're sending you pictures.
Yeah.
Well, the first one with the big cans came in, and that was like her resume. She sent pictures of her nips.
God. No,
she got a band, didn't she?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, Summer's in a band.
Yeah, well.
She wants to send you a picture of her ass?
Huh?
She won't send you a picture of her ass?
She won't send me anything.
It's too bad.
That's it. She goes, I'm not going to give you anything that's documented. Well, don't have your face in the picture. I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Or show me now. No.
Is she in a relationship?
Yeah, I saw the guy after the white trash party. She's dating some troll.
She loves him. Why is he a troll?
He's a troll. Anybody else see him?
I did not.
Am I the only one? Have you seen him, Chuck?
It's a troll.
Thank you.
She's hot. That's all. I mean, she loves him.
I don't know why she's with him.
Tim Powers.
Tim Powers is an anomaly that I can't even address. I don't even like to think about it.
It doesn't always make sense to you.
I don't
why
even
people are together.
And I put off having dinner with Tim and Loretta just because I don't like to look at it. I like Tim, but I don't like to know that he's poking that thing just to his left. And they don't turn loose of each other nonstop.
That's the worst part. I mean,
you know what, Timmy? I have one big fear in life. He's going to take his clothes off?
Besides that one.
And I forgot what it was. One of them. And then she stopped. She goes, well, two big fears. That you're going to leave me.
No. They do that lovey-dovey thing.
You're going to make me cough up my cheesy bread.
Every single time. It's like they just met. It's cute, but after a while it gets on your nerves.
Because you know they're having nonstop sex.
Hey, just you.
I got to know what kind of deal he worked out with her.
There's no deal. They love each other. It's pure. If it was a deal, she wouldn't be all over. And I mean all over him.
That would be part of the deal. You got to come off because the sight of us together is so horrific You got to oversell it. You got to you have to make everybody here absolutely nauseous.
That's in the contract.
With emotion.
It's in that some subparagraph of a contract. And the deal is
she probably gets some kind of bonus plan.
How many times you touch me and don't make that
She
face.
even said that when she went to go piss. She leaned over. Will you be here when I get back? Mm-hmm. I bet he will. Bet I'm going to get sued for breach.
They love each other.
No, there's more than that. He has to take. He never traveled this much before he met her. Now he's going someplace once a month.
Oh, he's successful.
That's how he's hanging on to her. That's probably part of the contractual agreement is you get to go X amount of places a year. There is no way for any good reason why she's letting him on top of her.
They love each other.
No!
Yeah, I'm afraid it is.
I mean, because he's almost 30 years older than her.
The age doesn't matter.
Nice dog.
Where do they meet?
Do I?
Where do they meet? How did it sparkle? I just want to know from conception.
I don't know, but wherever they met, he said from that point, they hadn't been apart. Damn. We saw them together like 2 weeks after they had started dating, and from the time they met, they hadn't been apart for those 2 weeks. So maybe she had signed a letter of intent.
She's not being paid. That's almost rude to say that, because that makes her a prostitute, doesn't it?
No, I'm sure there's some type of affection for him.
Yes, she loves him.
Much the same affection you would have for a puppy. A nice little Shih Tzu.
A little drippy dog.
Yeah. Nobody else in this room believes.
No.
I think Trey's just playing it up. You really believe that they're in love?
Yeah, I really do.
I'm sorry, I do too.
Dan?
Yeah. Now, granted, I might think differently if I spent more time with them the way that you do, but I remember when they first started. I can't remember where.
Loretta is supermodel hot. She's on that level.
I remember where it was when I first noticed that. We were going to the TMPA awards banquet. They were giving you the award
over in Arlington.
Yes, and we were all in the limo together. And I have never seen two adults that on top of each other in a car.
And that was
nobody.
When I get that award, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's only continued to become more. Yeah.
I know. It's just stop with that. It's just more embarrassing when you're in public, because then your girl starts looking at you. She loves him. Look, she's all over him. He's touching her and holding her hand.
I already gave Amy the heads up on that when we were all at dinner wherever we went. Yeah. Oh, and if you say anything like she said to Tammy, you say anything like that to me, you're going to get a nice shot of the ceiling vents in this restaurant.
You don't want her to love on you like that?
No.
Why?
At a certain point, the hand-holding for a short period of time, that's acceptable. But just the nonstop, their hands have to constantly touch, and the love chat goes on nonstop. Exactly.
I've seen it. It makes you uncomfortable. You almost want to say, all right, are y'all playing this up? Stop it.
Yeah. It's been 2 or 3 years. We've had enough. We don't get it.
Yeah, we get it. You're happier than all of us. Thank you.
That's exactly how it comes off. Mm-hmm. Look at us. This is what true love is. What you and Joy have is cute.
But you and Joy are a little bit better paired. Tim and Loretta are not. What, Trey?
I was just about to say, Amy's not the type I wouldn't think to actually even want to do the sickening love chat.
Well, now, just in case it comes across, she understands how it's going to play out. The entire time that you sit there and you see Tim and Loretta, all you can hear in your head is the Amber Alert. Should I call somebody? Should I tell them I see them? Bring me a carton of milk and let me check on the side. That's her.
Speaking of your girlfriend, I can't remember, was Trey in here for the spider story?
Did you hear about the spider story?
No, I know again.
Oh, buddy.
How long before we got a break?
A minute.
Okay, perfect. We're coming back from running errands. Okay, we're in the truck. She starts screaming, "Oh my God!" loud. Does it 3 times. I'm looking around. I think there's something on the road I haven't seen. Somebody, whatever. Finally, I tell her, well, shut up and just tell me what it is. She points over my head, and there's a spider on the headliner.
Okay.
And she's got arachnophobia 10 times beyond what Chloe has.
Oh.
And it's not even a menacing looking one. It's like the daddy long legs.
Okay.
Sitting over my head, not doing anything. She's continuing to have a fit. And I'm screaming at her, shut the hell up. I'm driving. You're distracting. The spider doesn't bother me. He seems content. Shut up. And it's very loud in the truck at that point. And she continues. I went, all right, I roll my window down thinking, well, he'll go, okay, that's where you go. And obviously the wind bothered him because then he starts heading towards the other side of the truck.
It's windy over here.
And now she's coming absolutely unattached. She pulls her seatbelt off, and now she's mashed up against the door, and it's pissing me the hell off. I pull onto a side street, sling the truck around, slam the brakes on, forgetting that she'd taken her seatbelt off.
Really?
A very reminiscent noise. Came to visit, and it was funny. She hit the dash and bounced right back up like she was spring-loaded. It was like a Kennedy moment. You know, the first time you heard a chick hit the dash, you know exactly where you were. Because I was on 35 at Trinity Mills.
She came across the dreaded dash spider.
Then I'm trying to swoop the spider out, because that's the reason I pulled over. Swoop him out, and instead of swooping him out, I smear him across the headliner. And I'm screaming at her because of that, because now I got spider spoos hanging over my head. I got to go home and clean that up. And there's your spider story. Am I right on time?
Yes.
We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Just like the guitar. Took me a while.
It took you forever. That's awful. If that's what it takes to play the horn, I'm in the band. I'm in the brass section, Chuck. That's horrible.
I just started Saturday.
And what have you accomplished?
Well, you have to learn how to purse your lips so you get the sound out of the trumpet. Thing.
I can do that. Didn't do what you did. What was that? Actually an attempt at a song you were doing during the break?
No.
Oh, just to practice.
Running through my scales.
That was that was the scale.
Hi, Gail.
Do we get to hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Gail.
Well, I miss a lot being stuck in this little cubby hole.
Well, perhaps I'll play for you while you're doing traffic.
Oh, God.
Oh, great. Well, it beats some of the things you do for me doing traffic.
Rude.
Sorry. Kaufman Tire brings you this update. On I-30 westbound at Jim Miller, the right lane's blocked due to a wreck on the on-ramp. Eastbound 175 at Baker. Eastbound 175 at Bear. There's a wreck in the left lane. It's backed up to Pine. Southbound 35 Simmons is just crawling from Mockingbird past downtown in through Oak Cliff because of a wreck at Ledbetter. That's a huge delay. Oh, boy. On the tollway northbound at Parker, there's a disabled vehicle in the right lane, heavy from Plano Parkway. On the Central Service Road northbound at Mockingbird, there's a wreck. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Gail. Wow, 64 for the low tonight. That'll also be the high for tomorrow, only into the 60s, and more scattered storms possible tonight. We're at 79 now at Live 105.3.
Chloe, put that on the wheel of punishment.
Listening to you?
Yeah, you have to sit in here during my practice sessions.
Oh, God. Isn't there some sort of firework that I could eat instead?
This actually seems like it's harder than the guitar because
I don't know. I'm
going to guess you have to temper the amount of air that's going through it to get the tones. Is that right?
No, the right fingerings.
Well, I know the fingers, but there's only 3 valves. But as you blow, does it change the pitch?
Yes, and the way you do your lips changes the pitch.
Yeah.
Embouchure.
What?
It's called your embouchure. That's one of the reasons I never picked up a wind instrument, is because it is far difficult to learn a wind instrument than it is any stringed instrument. And, well, in my opinion, typical string instruments.
Because you can't really, like the guitar with all the chords, they dumb them down so I could sound like I was close. This one you can't really dumb down, can you?
Also, you only have 3 of them. On a guitar, you have 26 frets that that go up and down.
Right.
That has a different combination of stuff. It's almost like chords, I guess, if you will, in the thing there.
Thanks. You've been very informed. I should probably have it down by now.
It's obviously the scientific explanation.
Don't do this to our listeners. Don't. Whatever you want. Chuck, do something. You're the leader of the band.
Well, one of the songs, what is it, Boogeyman?
Yeah.
Your Boogeyman doesn't have guitar in it, so I had to learn something else.
You haven't, what was that you were doing?
I wasn't doing anything. I'm just trying to learn how to blow into it.
Don't do this. The good listeners are out. What? The good listeners are out of work by now.
Room. Should have left work early.
I missed the guitar.
When do the lessons start?
Thursday.
With the chick in our band.
Yeah.
The hot chick.
It's only dun 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 dun. That it for Boogeyman?
Right.
That's all I got to learn.
Why don't you get the guy who started the air section of our band, whatever you call it,
Jacob?
Yeah, have Jacob come up and teach you.
No.
Why?
Small in the boob.
That's all I can reach.
Obviously, this is going to probably take more than a week or so.
Lots of private lessons.
Yeah. And you go halfway down for different notes?
No.
No?
No.
It's always just all the way down?
All the way down or all the way up?
How do you get all the notes with just 3 little dealies?
Combinations?
3 times 3 combinations all the way around.
Okay.
And some notes have 2 combinations.
Yeah, like you'd hold down 2 instead of 1.
Okay. But you don't blow the same all the time.
Now, as you go higher, you're going to have to blow harder.
Right into the mic.
God, at least when you were doing guitar, you could turn the volume down on your headphones and kind of make it go away.
I don't believe I hear any encouragement in the room.
Normally, I'm all for your musical growth.
Nah, you were against me learning the guitar.
I was not. That's JD.
Oh, that's right.
It was me.
Then I'll stop pointing at you.
Thank you. Send that over here? Isn't there...
I'm not kidding you.
Also, you could take the little spit thing, that's their little spit level, and you could throw spit on people.
I don't get it.
There's a little spit valve in there because spit will gain or gather inside of the tube.
Okay.
Throw that little thing out and throw spit on people.
I'm playing the trumpet. I'm not doing a monkey act.
Okay.
You ready for news, Dave?
Fooled me.
Yeah. Okay, we'll start again here. That leaves your lips tingly.
Don't do it. There's a solution. Who's your buddy?
No. I moved past the guitar.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
You want legal here? 5:56 at KLLI, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. As it turns out, women are not the only ones whose heads have been screwed up by the media. According to a recent survey, men who frequently read magazines featuring images of perfect male physiques are likely to have a skewed body image as well. The study was led by Dr. David Giles of the University of Winchester in England. He found that men who read magazines like Men's Health, GQ, and Esquire are more likely to develop body dysmorphic disorder than those who don't. Dr. Giles says the onslaught of perfect male bodies in men's magazines make men self-conscious about their own bodies. They internalize the idea what a perfect male body is, and when they realize they don't have it, they start taking increasingly desperate steps to attain that perfect body. The message...
That just gives you something to work towards. You don't assume that all guys look like that, and all of a sudden you have body dysmorphia.
No, and I don't think he's saying that all men do, or not necessarily on the same scale that women do, but that we ourselves are affected by the images as well.
Doesn't affect me. It just shows, especially in Men's Health. Obviously, they're not going to stick anybody in there with beer bellies and say, all right, here's 10 steps to the perfect abs.
Yeah.
Well, they may be perfect, but we can't see them.
We'll have to take your word for that one.
Yeah. The way I see it is, especially with like a Men's Health, with the guys in that magazine, like their male cover models or whatever, that to most men I would think is more goal oriented. It's like, okay,
well, that's the way
I'd
I
like to have that. I'd like to have that.
You'll show a lot of times when there's a transformation, they'll show what the guy looked like before and after. Mm-hmm. Say, okay, he looked worse than I do now. Obviously, that's something I can shoot for.
And I think
all of a sudden you don't get body dysmorphia just based on looking at magazines.
No, you do it when you worked out for 2 years and still think you're fat.
I am right here.
God, you're not. Which doctor is going to be able to say, no, you're not, and you're going to believe them?
I'm not going to believe any of them.
They're doctors. That's what they do.
I'm not supposed to have this pooch right here. I should be flat from my nipples.
God.
All the way down here to my Peter.
I understand. Is it getting any worse? Is it about the same? Is it solid muscle? It's got to be after 2
No, it's kind of...
How long have you been working out?
A couple of years. 3 years.
At least 3, yeah. What else do you want to look like? Pull your shirt up.
No.
Why?
I won't.
You worked out for 3 years. Let me see your GQ body.
5 years.
Is it 5?
5 years in July.
This is 08?
Mm-hmm.
We did the first strip off in 03?
Yep.
Maybe it's time to bring that back.
Oh, God.
Be a nice incentive. Because I don't want to go through another summer being ashamed to take my shirt off. And if I know we're going to do this in October, I got to start getting ready. The strip off's back on. Thanks, Trey.
I got an email about the same thing.
Maybe I'm not doing enough cardio.
Just go to Mexico and get it sucked out.
No, I'll just up my cardio. That's good for your lungs, isn't it?
It's good for your abdomen, too, actually.
Thanks, Chuck. Chuck, remind me to thank you again later in person.
Were you going to read something?
Yeah.
I'll accompany you.
I've heard you complaining about your non-existent belly. Why don't you do the LeBaire strip off again this year? Give yourself the incentive to lose the fat. Plus, you have to set up the private dance area again. In case Gavin forgot, you do taste good.
What's the matter, Gavin?
Hold on.
What?
I don't understand why we have to bring these things up years after they happen.
Because everybody warned you that chick was over there.
It's so not true.
She was up underneath my cape, and she was doing horrific things to me and mine.
Yes.
Dan gave you the heads up. Don't make out with that chick because she's had a mouthful of Russ. I look over on the couch to the left of me, and you're making out with a chick.
There is some question. I'm not saying Dan didn't say that.
There ain't no question whether or not that she had a mouthful of me.
Well, I understand that.
How'd that go?
I don't want to oversell it.
Okay.
I understand that. Once I heard that, I don't know what to say.
What exactly did Dan tell you? Because I know he pulled you aside at the bar.
God, it was so long ago.
I bet Dan remembers, doesn't you? said, don't touch that.
That has been over there.
I don't remember that.
That's basically what I said, because we were all heading back to that VIP area where you were getting the cape jobs, and
You're talking about me, right?
Of course, yes.
All right.
And
at one of the strip-offs, I can't remember which year, all of a sudden, everybody had capes because they saw what normally would go on underneath them.
The benefits thereof.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
This is the one at that, not LeBaire, but other place. Anyway, you're in the back in the VIP area, and I can't remember how it came up. Gavin mentioned something about this girl, and I said, yeah, you may not want to, hook up with her or anything because she's, back there cape jobbing Russ. And I don't remember if he thought we were just trying to set him up, for some type of hose job.
Why, how would that be a setup?
Yeah, just on the outside chance.
That would be enough.
Clear of that one. Oh, hose job on me. Got it. I'm out.
So, why did you ignore it, Gavin?
I must not have heard Dan.
Did he acknowledge you when you told him?
Yes, it was me, Gavin, next to the bar.
And I totally remember that part.
And did he say, I understand?
Something to that effect, yeah. Okay. He acknowledged that he heard what I said.
Perhaps Gavin ignored it because this was his big chance.
Possibly. It was still fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with it.
How do I taste?
I don't even remember.
No.
She was a very nice girl.
A refresher? Would you like a refresher? Yes.
No.
You're sure?
No.
I can have Chloe blow me and then come in and kiss you. All right, so the strip-off's on this year.
No.
Yeah?
No. How did this start? Who's going to eat this one?
Trey. Trey brought it up.
I just said you've been working out for 5 years.
So who brought the word strip-off up?
He did.
But it was all based on what Trey told me. God.
No.
You guys can hate him all you want. I'll help you.
We're not doing that.
You got, what is this, April? Almost April? April, May, June, July.
At what point in your life are you going to just be
September? You got 6 months. You got 6 months.
To get naked in front of a bunch of people? You're going to be 48.
I'll make this the last year.
You said that the last 5 years.
We didn't do it for 2 or 3 years.
I think we missed. Do we miss 2?
1, definitely, possibly 2.
I don't think we've done it since 04? 05. Doesn't matter. We haven't done it for a few years.
It was
You've
05.
had time. You've had a few years to relax. Now you got 6 months to get ready.
No. This is ridiculous. We're old men.
Well, that's where the bit is. If we were as hot as the LeBaire dancers, then there wouldn't be a bit. It's because we have no business being on stage. I'll give you your choice, John.
Okay.
Either we get ready for the strip-off.
I want to take whatever B is.
Really?
Wait a minute. No, that was stupid. No. Call me your tiny dancer.
Have you made your choice?
I'm your boogeyman.
You going to go with a trumpet?
No. I'll go with a dance.
All right.
Versus having to listen to that for 6 months?
Yeah. For you, I'll give up the trumpet.
You promise. That's the deal. You can never pick it up again, even to look at it.
Yeah. If you're in on the strip-off, I'll give up my career with the
career.
I'll take the trumpet.
All right.
Do we each individually get to choose? Well, that's no fair. If he takes the trumpet, I have to hear it too.
Hate him.
More by the minute.
I'm just a pawn. How we doing, Chloe? Go ahead. What?
I was actually going to ask you, speaking of you wanting to lose your whatever.
Right.
Did you ever ask Rob about the ephedrine I was telling you about after the show
He
Friday?
said I had tried that before, and I didn't really get any results out of it, and I got too zitsy on it.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you had tried it before. That's why I asked.
Are you taking that?
Yeah, I finally got back on it.
You lost any weight?
My guess is, I would guess about 5 pounds.
In?
The week, the Monday before White Trash Party, so a couple weeks.
And that just speeds up your metabolism?
Yeah.
And no jitters?
Well, it depends on who you are. Okay. But also what you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to combine it with caffeine, with the ephedra. And
you get even more jitters out of that.
But it depends on the person. Like me, I'm not really caffeine sensitive.
Don't worry about it. I'll just get more Adderall.
Or, the other thing I was thinking of.
More drugs.
Had you ever tried clenbuterol?
No.
What is that?
That's something you should give a whirl.
What is it? Hurry up, I got to get to this.
Okay, well, it's similar to Ephedra, but it...
Where do I get it?
Well, a vet, possibly.
Can we stop this?
No,
No,
but
shut up.
In actuality, I think you can actually get it prescribed to you, if not finding it online. A lot of the major league guys...
Okay, I got it. What's the difference between the Ephedra and this?
Clenbuterol supposedly works better and faster.
Okay, I'll try that. Trey, do we have any doctors on standby?
For that?
Yeah.
I'll ask.
Okay, let me know now before I run to PetSmart. All right, Dan, let's go.
Okay. According to a study by the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, Americans spent $12.4 billion on cosmetic surgery procedures
skip
last
that
year.
one. We've talked enough about bodies.
Okay. 18-wheelers are already starting to park at local truck stops ahead of a nationwide 3-day shutdown to protest the high cost of fuel. The protest is set to start tomorrow, April 1st, but organizers insist.
And I like the way that the truckers are protesting. Is it the White House they're driving around? Whatever they're driving around, they're burning up gas the entire time.
I thought they were just going to park the trucks.
Obviously, they won't let them park. They're driving around in circles, blaring the diesel horns.
And burning up fuel.
Yeah.
Instead of going in a straight line and delivering stuff.
And I don't know, what is it? Obviously, the fuel prices aren't going to go down. This is for the tax that's slapped onto it, right?
Well, there's that too. Yeah, truckers say they're paying an average of $400 to $500 a day for diesel. Some trucking companies have issued a warning that if their drivers stop, they'll lose their jobs. In the past, diesel has been cheaper than gasoline, but that changed after the government required the use of ultra-low sulfur diesel several years ago. So that price flipped up. It used to be, I remember diesel was cheaper than gas. Now it's the complete opposite.
I never really noticed. The only thing that they're really going to get accomplished is possibly a repeal on any taxes that are slapped onto diesel fuel. Because you look at the gas pump, just regular gas, is it 30 cents a gallon?
At least.
It's tacked on just for taxes. And nobody wants to give us a break on that.
Yeah. Well, why would they? We continue to pay it. We continue to drive.
I'm not talking about the fuel prices. The government could spiff us a little bit because I don't see a whole lot of road work going on between here and my house.
Drive around the Metroplex. Every other damn road is torn up.
I don't drive there.
I know. You're the only one that matters. I'm aware.
The road where I drive is fine. My 30 cents a gallon.
Thought about you today when I was driving in. Damn purple cab in the left lane.
And they won't move for
They won't. I even pulled up beside him in the right lane and looked at him like, you're in the wrong lane. He looked at me like, hey, have a Pop-Tart.
It's my lane. I'll drive as slow as I want.
He was, too. All of it.
And there was one of them in, it's the first one I've seen. This one is, I think this one was orange.
Yep.
Left lane, 55. Speed limit, 60. At least get up to that just so I don't feel like I'm getting
totally jacked.
A reach around.
Yeah. It's helping you conserve fuel, though.
Move out of my way. What is it about foreigners in that freaking left lane? Whether they're here legally or not, there's something about the left lane that just seems to be some type of fiesta lane. Get over in the right. Make that an FOV lane. Foreigners only.
Every day.
And then when you pass them, they'll always look at you with this sense of they're indignant.
Yeah.
Why are you tailgating me? Because you're driving 55.
Conserving fuel. I'm being safe.
You're doing nothing but blocking the left lane and stinking up that cab.
All right.
God, man.
Speaking of fuel, with jet fuel prices so high, airlines have no choice but to scour their planes for ways to lighten their load.
Knock the big fat asses off of it.
There's no room for even the smallest bits of dead weight, from redundant wing lights to extra wires in the walls. Manufacturers also are using lighter materials in plane construction.
I read this story, and I don't know why. They just, instead of taking, they've even gone as far as taking silverware and using a lighter metal.
Every single way
they're taking glasses off, the plastic cups. If it's anything of any weight, they replaced it. Just charge the fat asses that are crawling on the plane more than a normal sized person, and that's going to balance you out. In fact, you'll probably even show a profit from it.
It's amazing nobody has actually tried that. Oh, they've even gone to taking paper manuals in the cockpit and turning them into electronic
data.
Yeah, versus having actual paper.
I think if you start charging fat people more than normal sized person, then you're going to have the ACLU?
All up in your ass.
Because I'm overweight. It's a disability. Fatness is an illness, and you can't charge me more. Yeah, I can. Why is it when I ship something via UPS or whatever, if it's more than a certain weight, I got to pay extra? Same thing with you and your atrocities.
I think it just boils down to feelings. You ship the package, it's not a person, therefore it can't be hurt. The person, you've called me fat, making me pay more, now you've hurt my feelings and offended.
It costs more to ship anything from point A to point B if there's more than a certain weight. I'll give you up to 210 pounds for a normal sized person. Okay. Beyond that, you're going to pay a surcharge.
I give you another idea. You know how they do have first class? Have a class at the very back. The seats are bigger, and
you never land.
But it probably trying to push over. Nose gear won't down.
Are you talking about having a
fat section?
A fat class?
Absolutely, and it costs more. But the spin is it's wide. It's a bigger seat. You're gonna be more comfortable. Why not? And then you have a section that you.
So you want to stick a certain section of our population to the back of the plane.
Yes, fat people. There's no everybody's turned back around. Look at me. Yes. Well, maybe it's the front.
Is there any place further in the back of the plane you would stick other people?
No, there's no. It's got nothing to do with that. I'm thinking of comfort.
Heaven forbid if you got both going against
you. Yeah, you're right. Weight and balance wise, they need to be at the front. They really do.
You need to balance it out, wouldn't you?
They need to be in the middle.
As far as logistics go, you really wouldn't want to stick all the fat people in the back.
No, actually, you're right. You probably want the first 6 rows of the coach section to be the fat people. And if a normal person wants to sit there, pay more. It's kind of like a little sub first class. You get a little bit bigger seat.
And if you advertise this,
overweight,
if you said, here's what we charge. Anything over this weight, weigh yourself at the house if you gotta. Beyond this weight, you're going to pay X amount of dollars per pound. Mm-hmm. That way you don't show up at the ticket counter, they look at you and say, not a chance.
Yeah.
Or they don't make you hop on a scale and all of a sudden your ticket's calculated right there, which I'm okay with. But if you've got advertised rates and you had an airliner that said, here's what we're going to do, I would be more apt to fly with them because I know I'm not going to sit next to some moose unless they want to cough up the cash.
All you do is 2 rows of whatever, 2 seats, however you do it. And another thing you'd have to have is extra seatbelt extensions. I was on a plane one time. They actually ran out of seatbelt extensions.
That's the thing. If you have to use a seatbelt extension, you should pay more.
Yeah, but you only find out that until once you're sitting in the seat.
Oh, you know.
Well, you know, but you're not going to go up to the ticket counter and go, charge me more because I'm a hog.
Now, does Southwest... or is it all the airlines, if you lop over into another seat, they make you buy?
If the plane is, yes, they will. They have done that in the past, yes. It's kind of...
Well, then if you can get away with that, then you can get away with charging fat bastards a surcharge.
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to, period.
Here are the costs. If you weigh more than this, if you're a plus-size fat bitch, you're going to pay a hair more.
And you go to our comfort section. Call it something nice. Spin it. If you're fat, you go to the comfort section.
The trough.
We all right, Clive? All right. Go ahead, Dan.
24-year-old Matt Croucher of Birmingham, England is a
Or you just start an airline and you just cater to fat bastards.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that.
Wide seats, you're going to pay a little more, but you're always going to fit. There's not going to be discrimination. You don't have to sit at the back of the plane. You'll always have plenty of room and plenty to eat. Yeah. You're going to pay more, but you're not going to have to worry about anything that comes along with flying with a normal airline.
But then you got to get, it's going to have to get, that's very complicated because then you have to have airplanes going to all the different places. Startup airline for that small of a group, never work.
That group isn't as small as we all think it is.
Well, I mean, on the average plane, there's 7 or 10 really big fat people. I mean, everybody's a little overweight, but I'm talking about mooses that cannot sit in the seat.
I like my idea. What?
What would you call it?
I don't know, something like what Dan said. Trough air.
Please put your troughs back up into the upright position.
Your feeding bag.
Yes.
There are other jokes there. I can't think of one. Please place your salt licks back in the upright position.
And don't eat the crew.
That's carpet. It's not grass. Get off of it. Can we break here? All right.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
Yeah!
Back to the Russ Martin Show.
Obviously, somebody that's overweight, about the whole airline thing that we were talking about, paying more because you're fat. Hey, how about y'all pay more because you drink so much? Some people are...
I don't weigh any more on the aircraft if I'm toasted.
Again, some people are addicted to food, so they're making an addiction reference. Addicted to food, just like certain one of them said. You are addicted to alcohol. Show some compassion. Do you think people want to be fat?
Yeah, they want to be fat.
Think about it.
Well, and you pay for your liquor on most airlines.
I don't think they were talking about a weight issue.
What's that got to do with
addiction to addiction?
Just paying for the liquor on the airline.
I'm just saying, like you saying, pay more because you're fat. Well, you do pay if you want to drink on an airline. You do pay extra.
I don't think that's what they're going with.
Okay, then I misunderstood.
They're talking about addictions, alcoholism, plus size fat bitches. They're trying to equate the two, and it's not. Weighing more weight costs more to ship.
The airplane more.
I don't care how toasted I am. I cost the same to transport, regardless.
That's a ridiculous argument. I can believe.
Well, that's the best one they can come up with.
Yeah,
it's an addiction.
Because it's an addiction. Yes.
No, you're fat because you don't want to do anything to do with it. You want to be fat. You've chosen that. You're sticking with it.
And you cost the airline. This is the basic cost. You're costing that airplane more money to transport. The
jet engines on that plane can't tell whether I'm drunk or I'm not. They can tell when your fat ass gets on it, and it costs more to ship you from A to B. Drunk people and plus-size fat bitches aren't the same thing.
They're not the same at all. No.
Where is the jack? Chloe!
Yeah, it's in my office. Can we get it?
Chloe's gone.
By my desk.
Oh, he'll find it.
You can stick that thing inside of a rotting horse corpse and he'll find it.
There it is. Come out.
Yeah, if it were illegal to ship whiskey, they would have Chloe at the airport with the cops. Go ahead, Dan.
24-year-old Matt Croucher of Birmingham, England, is a Lance Corporal in the British Royal Marines. Last February, Matt was on a reconnaissance mission looking for a bomb-making compound in southwest Afghanistan when one of the members of his commando unit tripped a booby-trapped grenade that had been set by the Taliban.
And this is another reason I should never be in the military.
Why?
Because normally, the other people around you, you would hope that there's some semblance of courage.
Sure.
This wouldn't have happened had I been there.
Yeah, when Matt realized what had happened, he jumped on top of the grenade to absorb the explosion, while the other members of his unit
would have started playing hot potato.
dove for cover. When the grenade went off, the blast blew Matt's backpack 30 feet away, but because his backpack and body armor took the brunt of the force of the explosion, Matt walked away with just a bloody nose and a nasty case of shock. How is that possible? Damn. Now Matt's being considered for the Victoria Cross, which is the highest military decoration awarded to members of the British Armed Forces.
So he wins that one. A couple of them.
If we were all in the same, what do you call it? Unit.
Yeah.
And we come across a grenade.
Yes.
I'm playing hacky sack.
I'm sure most people wouldn't fall on a grenade.
You hear
most people would scatter and try to get away from it. I mean, that's a natural.
You hear soldiers do that all the time. That they have such regard to everybody else around them, they'll take it for everybody else in their unit. Me?
Yes.
I'm kicking that bitch.
I'm not going to kick it. I'm going to run. Wouldn't even be a secondary thought to go, all right, I'll lay on it. You guys go ahead and...
I don't believe if we were actually in a unit together, you'd have a chance to think about it.
And why?
Because we would throw you.
No, guys. was all, wow! You didn't have to put me over here.
And today in the news, J.D. Ryan from Dallas has received the Iron Cross posthumously.
How fitting.
He jumped on it. And why did he blow up on his back then? Trying to get away.
Because he tried to get up. Pussy. Hey.
Judge Marvin Arrington insists he's not a racist, despite ordering white lawyers out of his courtroom on Thursday. The Fulton County Superior Court judge said he was just fed up seeing a parade of young black defendants in his courtroom. He said, I came out and saw the defendants, about 99.9% Afro-Americans, and some point in time I excused some of the lawyers, most of them white, and said to the young people in here, what in the world are you doing with your lives? Arrington said he thought...
Hang on, did he kick out all the white people so he could scream at the blacks?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Arrington said he thought his message might have more power if it was delivered to a blacks-only audience. He explained, I didn't think about racism or reverse racism. I practiced law for 30 years, and 75% of my partners were white. The judge said the majority of people who appear before him accused of crimes such as murder, rape, and robbery are black, and he wanted to do something about it one-on-one. He says, I didn't want them to think I was talking down to them, trying to embarrass them, or even insult them, be derogatory towards them, and I was just saying, please get yourself together. He also added that...
Can you get to the end of the story? I got a fat bitch on hold.
Oh, yeah, I'm done.
Yes, Cindy.
Yes, Russ. Okay, I know you go off on fat chicks, and okay, I honestly, I will admit I'm one of them, but I am so trying so freaking hard. I am right now. I used to weigh 300 pounds. Okay. Seriously, I did.
Well, hold on. You can slow down. I don't hate fat people. I hate fat people who use it as an illness or an excuse and expect to pay the same thing that I would, even though they weigh more and it's going to cost more fuel to ship them.
I hate them too. I don't understand. There's this one chick I used to work with. She was gargantuan. And I mean, like, the fupa and the gun and everything that just, ew.
Did she have the gunt?
Yes, she did. Okay. Because all she could fit into was moo-moos.
All right.
Okay? She had sex with hot guys, and I don't know how the heck she did it.
Drugs.
And then what was even grosser is because she was so big, she didn't clean properly.
Maybe they hung her by her feet.
No.
And you could stand next to her, and you knew.
So,
okay.
Hang on. What do you weigh? Oh, what did you weigh?
Okay, I used to weigh close to 300 pounds. I was at 298 in the beginning of 05.
All right.
I am now down to 160, hovering around there. I've unfortunately gained a little bit due to stress and stuff because I'm doing school and work.
What did you weigh when you were in high school?
Between 120 and 130. I fought it.
All right. What was a big catalyst to blow up to 300 pounds?
I was married for 10 years and completely miserable. And every time I got skinny, my ex-husband got jealous, and he knew I had no willpower. So he would keep sweets and stuff in the house.
So he kept you stuff to keep you around.
He basically tried to make me ugly so that nobody else would want me.
It's very common.
That didn't make any sense.
You hear it quite a bit.
I know, but you still have to have sex. And I'm not talking about you, sweetie. You still have to have sex with these big fat cows.
I know, but
he wasn't anything that great himself. He was kind of a moo cow himself.
So he wanted to keep you there with him. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, then it was his own
insecurities.
That's it. Insecurities that he knew if you lost weight and he didn't want to take the time to do it, somebody thin was going to come along, and you would vanish.
Yeah.
How did you lose the 140 pounds?
A lot of it was stress. A lot of it was watching my diet, not allowing myself to eat past 8 o'clock. Fairly well balanced diet. I learned with my body type, I do better with more protein and less carbs. Even if I did like very little protein, a lot of fish and chicken, I had I would crave sugar. So I did a lot of.
Well, now with all the sugar substitutes that you can actually bake with, for a long time, either NutraSweet or Splenda, might have been both of them. You couldn't bake with them because they would break down under the heat. Now you can. So you can go back and you can still have things that
almost
are sweet. You can't run amok, but you can still have those things.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan said you were pissed off. This call's absolutely been a disappointment, I must say.
I usually almost always agree with you because you've been a huge inspiration to me. Because I've been up there for the studio audience before years ago, and I used to be scared to death. I was one of those chicks that was scared to death to stand in front of you because I always have battled my weight.
I'm not going to say anything in person to a fat person, to a plus-size fat bitch.
I'll put it this way. When the fat chicks called in and we were up there for the studio audience, I was one of them helping Moo. Because there are those chicks that are so big that don't want to do anything about it, and they're like, well, I'm
I remember you being up here because they would sit on the other side of the glass, and she was in the other side of the room, and I'd be on the phone, and she'd be I thought she had to go outside.
Calm down. We're about to take a break.
But obviously, you pointed out that even at 300 pounds, you can do it on your own. You don't have to have lap band. You don't have to have anything else. And I could see how being fat, I see how it's easy to stay fat. Because you go home, if you're depressed because you're fat, if I have this pizza, burgers, curly fry, whatever, if I had this, I'm still going to be fat tomorrow, but I'm going to feel better right now.
Exactly.
So I can see how that it gets into a vicious cycle. But obviously you figured out a way to break out of it. And you figured out there were greener pastures.
No. I have one more name for the airline.
All right.
All right. Well, I was going to say, wouldn't it a certain airline for fat?
I don't care.
Oh, thank God.
She's gone off on her own stick.
Okay. The two-story home of Robert Ryan, who's 42, that he shares with his partner, Ralph Martinelli, overlooks a quaint suburb west of Boise, a rural landscape of ruddy hills that doesn't seem quite as welcoming as it once did. The big move west that once seemed like a chance at a fresh start has instead delivered some hard lessons, especially about moving from a state that recognizes same-sex unions to one of the 21 states that doesn't. The couple was stunned when Ryan was dropped from the company insurance plan the two shared in New Jersey, where they were able to register as domestic partners.
All right, I saw this story. They were registered with health insurance in one state. They moved out into another state that didn't recognize the domestic partnership, and the insurance company dropped them.
Okay. And now, does CBS recognize same-sex partners all around the country, or do we know?
I don't know. They must or Texas must recognize the domestic partnerships. Because Jagger and his lover, they both are on the same insurance plan. That right, Gavin? Who's not in his office? Hold on. Gavin! We're off the air. It's random. Shh. What? Where are you? Oh, he's back in his office.
You're a jerk.
You run down to engineering?
Yes.
We came back on. How does it work with health insurance around here?
As soon as you get a job, you get health insurance.
Well, why is it Jagger can cover his lover even though they're not married?
Because that's CBS policy.
Does Texas recognize the domestic partnerships?
I don't think Texas does, but CBS Radio does.
Well, that didn't make any sense. Because this one insurance company said because these two gay guys moved to a state that didn't recognize it, you can't be covered.
The company used it as a loophole to get out of having to pay the extra money on the premiums.
And that's really discrimination in itself. And I'm talking about not allowing me to put Amy on my insurance because we're different sexes. Jagger can take his lover. And because they can't get married, the company says, well, we'll still put you on the same insurance policy.
Especially because you're living together and you can't get married. You are capable of getting married. That's their
But
theory.
you're going to force me into something that you're going to give to somebody else.
Yes, because they can't do it. You can.
I don't want to.
You're going to.
Oh, we don't know that. Especially after the whole spider scenario on Sunday.
Oh, come on.
That twisted me all day.
That she screamed about a spider?
And she wouldn't stop. And I got to slam the truck over. The only upside to all of it was she smacked the dash. I miss that sound.
Maybe carry a spider with you next time. Record it.
And what was funny is she smacked the dash and popped back up. Now I'm screaming at her because she didn't have her seatbelt on. So she got it from all different angles. You can't talk to me like that. If you'll shut up and listen, you'll be able to hear it.
It's happening, even as we speak.
She told you can't talk to her like that?
Oh, you didn't get to that. You weren't here when we brought that up. Yeah.
Wow.
I said, you took your seatbelt off? You're acting like a freaking idiot. You can't talk to me like that. You're not listening. You'll shut up. You'll catch all of it. I'm not an idiot. I didn't say you were an idiot. I said you're behaving like one, and don't try and sidetrack me, because that don't work. Then I got to go home, and I got to clean the spider spooge off the headliner of the truck. She was having a fit.
Well, you know she's scared of spiders.
It was over me. It wasn't like the tarantula we had from Friday. Actually, Chloe, who's got arachnophobia, you just touched it. You didn't kiss it, right?
I just touched it.
All right. Chloe actually touched a tarantula. You got a daddy long legs or whatever it was over my head. He's content. It was over my head. I don't like spiders. I'm not having a fit. He ain't doing nothing. He's just hanging out. Then he starts inching towards her, and I really thought when she took her seatbelt off, she was going to try and get out of the truck. Because we were probably only going 30, and I took that corner going 30. I was twisted. Slammed on the brakes. Boom, boom.
Spring-loaded back.
Yeah. She looks up at me. Well, why isn't your seatbelt on? I just hit the dash. That's what happens. Bonus. Do we need a break?
Yeah.
Do we?
Yes.
All right. Be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show.
After me screaming at her all the way down the street, because we were probably a mile from the house. I go outside, I clean the spider spooge off the headliner of the truck. And I go in, and her engagement ring is on the counter next to the phone.
Oh, what's this about?
So I walked in. And when are you giving this back? Well, obviously, are you giving this back? You don't seem to think, are you giving this back? Because if this is a ploy, this one's going to shock you.
This is going to be a real bad one.
Well, if you talk to somebody like that, you don't love them. You're giving it back. I want to know if you just took it off so you go wash your hands, or are you giving it back? Are you giving it back?
Was she that upset to take the ring off to make a point? Oh, how long has she known you? Not long enough. I'll just answer that myself.
I was stunned.
I am
not
too.
Because it was, oh no, the engagement's off.
What do I do?
It's like, well, that was easy.
Thank you, Mr. Spider.
Yeah.
Thank you, Easter Spider.
And I asked her over and over, are you giving this back? Goes into some explanation.
Well, sure.
Last chance. And then I'm going back to Richardson Gold because I'm taking it back. Well, do you want it back? Not the question.
Come on, Barack, answer the question.
Yeah. I got the ring. You laid it down. You giving it back? No. Well, don't leave it laying on the counter where I can see it and
drink.
Taunt me.
You are so cruel.
How is that cruel? I didn't ask
her. Are you taking it back? Are you taking it back? Are you trying to make a point?
I'm trying to get a question answered.
Well, she's not taking, you're giving it back, or she would have gone, yeah, it's yours, take it. And I don't want to marry you. I'm moving out. I'm getting, wait a minute. What am I saying?
It was like Gavin Friday when somebody had screwed up the audio for the best of. Who'd you give the audio to? Well, who'd you give the audio to? Who did you give the audio to? I just want a name. Who'd you give it to? Well, my understanding, who'd you give it to? It's like having my own kids. Who broke the window? Well, who broke the window?
Bobby was...
who broke the window? I felt like I'm having to take on the parental role, and I don't like that. Yeah. I like being the jack-off. I don't like being somebody in charge. I can't stand that. I just want to come in and be a fool. I don't have to take on an administrative role and chew my boss's ass. Who'd you give the audio to? What happened? Who'd you give it to?
Start it out.
Just give me a name. I don't care if you make one up. Just say it. Sherman Hemsley. Finally, I got it, and just like out of her, I finally got an answer. And I didn't start out aggressive. You giving this back? Well, you giving it back. You're giving it back. Sometimes I feel, you gave it back? Well, that's right. I'm keeping it.
Now, see, you're coming up to a good point there. She said, I feel. Maybe every once in a while you should listen to how she feels. I'm not saying adjust your behavior, but give her the
That adjusts my behavior then.
Give her the opportunity to say something.
I already know why she's upset, because she got her ass chewed from wigging out the spider in my truck. It's a spider in my truck.
But obviously...
I don't even think those daddy long legs are poisonous.
They're not. But there's more to it than that, obviously. You don't speak to somebody you love like that.
I do.
You do. Well, then...
And she's screaming out of her mind, not even telling me that there's a spider over my head. I couldn't care less.
No.
Take the wheel. I'll relax. You got the legs.
Change the radio, I guess.
And she's screaming, and I don't know if somebody's coming at me. There's something I don't know.
That's what I hate.
And finally, she points, and she said, there's a spider over your head. Well, who gives an F? Is he pissing on me? Is he about to pinch one? I don't care. Well, and it just continues, and it continues. Yeah, we were probably 30 seconds from the house.
Yeah.
I went, we're almost home. Just shut up. Continues. Then it starts walking towards her. Takes the seatbelt off. Looks like she's going to get out of the truck. Slam on the brakes. Luckily, there was a punchline.
Literally.
Well, look, good news is your head popped back into shape. And it's funny, she at the dash popped immediately back up and just had this surprised look on her face like, what happened? And, again, that was her own fault because she took her seatbelt off.
And you had something else to yell at her about.
It was a shock look. It was just down, bounce, back up. And I'm back. What happened?
Stop it. Poor girl.
Why?
What? Because she's going through all of this.
Yeah. I didn't slam on the brakes to have that happen. She knew when I made that corner as fast as I was going, I was getting ready to stop and get the damn thing out of the truck.
But she wasn't thinking right because of the spider.
Well, now she has other things to focus on.
Just dogpiling on her. The spider comes along, hit her head. She's getting yelled at.
It was just the look of just total confusion when she hit the dash. It was like this.
Can you do that for this side of the room?
Oh. Yeah. Dash goes down. It's like I had to explain to her, you hit the dash.
What was it like before that?
What?
What was the mood before that? Was it all just kind of calm and cruising down the road?
Before the spider?
Nice day.
Yeah, we had just come back from Best Buy. I got closed turntable so he can convert some of his old LPs to MP3s.
Right.
Found it. It was Sharper Images going out of business. Mm-hmm. I went there first. They didn't have any. I go over to Best Buy. They're $30 cheaper. They ain't going out of business.
Wow.
Got that. I'm happy I saved $30 on the way back home, and then the daddy long legs is hanging over me.
But she has a legitimate fear.
And I told her, it was in a shorter context, but
louder context.
You're going to create more of a liability if you keep screaming at me and I'm distracted and I hit something. Shut up. He's not coming after you. There's no reason for him to go over there. Okay, he's made another choice. And he decides he's going to go over there. You'd like to see the motion of her hitting?
Can I do it one more time?
All right. Like this. She's backed up against the window.
Right,
And it really looked like I was going to have to hip her up to what happened. I slammed on the brakes and he hit the dash.
The eyes going back and forth. Come back up, eyes go.
Could you tell me what it actually sounds like in your head? Because it's funny over here.
It's cold.
All right. It's almost 7. Anything else?
I pulled a story during the...
What is that, Chloe?
That's just audio of you two in the bathroom, you and Amy.
Which one is this? Is it the fireworks?
I have that one if you want it, but that is the one where she really stinks really bad.
Is this just dog piling?
Yeah, sure. Might as well.
What were you about to say, John?
I have a story I pulled out of Houston. You said this was going to happen a while back, and it did. Rusty Yates, the father of 5 slain children, has a son and a new life now. He told KHOU television in Houston that his wife, Laura, recently gave birth to a healthy boy. The couple wedded back in March of 2006. Rusty Yates divorced Andrea Yates, who drowned her 5 kids, back in March of 2005.
You're right. I said that as soon as she went to prison.
I bet when that kid gets older, he don't want to take a bath.
That he would, he left the house. I'm going to work. Because I think he found himself in a situation. There was no out. He's got a nutty chick on all different types of meds. 5 kids?
Mm-hmm. 5.
He's going to work. Be back tonight. Don't drown the 5 kids.
Whatever you do. And take this cocktail of crap that's on the board.
Stay in touch. And as soon as that happened, I knew he was just looking for a way to rebuild his life.
Unfortunately, it looks like you were right one way or the other. And we said this before, the video of him standing in the front yard, not upset. 5 kids gone.
Defending her.
Family gone. Wife, kids, everything changed. And he's just standing there holding a picture, defending her. Well, she was very troubled. She's troubled.
She loved our children. Were they dirty? How do you defend somebody that just drowned 5 of your kids?
And he wasn't even...
not all at once. You know she had to chase a couple of those kids around.
Mm-hmm. I can't,
after they had already seen what had happened.
I can't even comprehend. I wouldn't even be available for anybody for a month or more.
That's because in his head...
it already happened.
The way it looked to me, he'd already played it out.
I guess.
Here's the way this is going to go. This is going to happen. I get to start again. Whether it's with her, if they release her for some type of mental disability, or I get to start again. Either way, I get a clean slate.
I'm just surprised he skated on any charge at all. When you get somebody who you know has postpartum depression, make her have babies, 5 of them, and keep her on this cocktail of depression.
And you leave the kids alone with her.
That it would be
the same thing as leaving a baby alone in a house with a Rottweiler.
You're absolutely
And then you come home and you're shocked because there's no baby around, but there's a nice pink lump on the carpet.
I'm just amazed he skated totally.
Well, Everett was the one that defended him. At what point do you stop blaming? Where's the cutoff? As far as liability goes.
It's with people that the person that left that person alone. It's not her mother. She's not responsible. The husband.
She'd even talked about suicide before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That led up to that. And you left the kids alone with her. I still contend this was an elaborate plot, and he was able to skate. What were you going to say, Trey?
Oh, and she was off her medications.
She was off of them?
Yeah.
The reasoning was?
It's like a lot of really mentally ill people. They get to a point, especially like schizophrenics.
And he had to know that she wasn't taking everything. Again, part of the setup.
Yeah.
You know what? You look fine. You act like you're feeling okay. Why don't we stop the meds for a while and see what happens? Don't drown the babies.
Let us say that again. Seems to be my catchphrase.
Go on to work. Tub's full. See you tomorrow. You want to hear this?
Yeah.
I don't know what's in Amy's diet when I tape this. I think this was 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
But It smelled like somebody had bought crab legs, stuck them in the fridge, and unplugged it for a week.
And this has been going on for a while because I found an old clip that you did a couple of years ago to her.
Of what?
Of she's in the bathroom taking a dump, and you go in there and talk about how bad it smells.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about it too. Yeah, this one you ask if her ass took an ass.
Her ass took off.
You are not going to believe what I just...
What cut? Oh, is this where she lost the Christmas decorating contest?
Been a bad, tough year for her.
Actually, that's number 2.
What is number 1?
That's just about the broken reindeer. Breaking initially.
Oh, screw the reindeer. Number 2 is losing the contest?
Number 2 or 3, yes.
I hate Christmas. I hate all the judges. I didn't win. I didn't even get a second place sign.
And doesn't make that clip. Is that the one? And of course, the sympathetic husband to be that you are, you come up, but did you give her a big hug and tell her it was okay?
No.
Told you weren't going to win.
I told her from the first day she started decorating, house on the corner with all the white lights, the monochromatic look, they're going to win. You can stop. Don't spend any more cash. Don't waste any more time. You're not going to win this one. House on the end, they got it.
You're an ass. You could have not rubbed that in.
I warned her for weeks.
You could have not rubbed
day after day, going to Walmart, buying more lights, more reindeer, whatever. And you still blew it. And some house at the end of the block with a bunch of white twinkle lights got it.
Why do you love it when people fail?
Because I gave her, she could have saved 30, 50 hours of decorating time doing something else as opposed to wasting her time. And that's what she did.
Oh, your house was still pretty.
She lost. Well, and that was the only reason she was doing this.
That's the only
reason. A couple of 3-poinsettias. And then the neighborhood association, the homeowners association, heard her on the air bitching about it. And the lady that's ahead, the general manager?
Yes.
Of the homeowners association dropped off 2 poinsettias on the porch to shut her up.
Have them.
Take them. We're having an entire forest built for you. Just move. You move.
I hate Christmas. I hate all the judges.
That second beep is the name of the development. Because I'm trying to protect them.
I understand.
I hate Christmas. I hate all the judges. I didn't win. I didn't even get a second place sign.
Quit it. Why are you torturing this poor girl?
Because she got twisted over something as innocuous as that.
I guess.
She even mentioned it about a month ago. I ain't decorating for Christmas. Why are you even thinking about that? This is the middle of February. Yeah. I'm not doing anything. All right, fine. I told you that this year. Don't do anything because the house on the corner is probably going to win again.
Like they did last year.
Yeah. Looked like it took them all 20 minutes to set up the lights. What did you spend, 45, 50 hours?
Bastard.
Well, luckily you got a second. Oh, that's right. You didn't get anything. And there were even honorable mentions up and down the street.
Okay, everybody got an honorable mention, but that when you're at your house. Poor girl.
Yeah, shut up.
I hate Christmas. I hate all the judges. I didn't win. I didn't even get a second place sign.
Baby. What cut is the Stinkathon?
14.
Then we'll go. Unless you guys have anything else.
Nah, nothing's going to top Stinkathon.
All right. Okay.
Oh, the smell. Yes, it does.
It does not.
What are you doing?
Leave me alone.
Oh, my... Oh!
Oh, shut up, you pansy.
Is the toilet full?
Shut up.
Oh!
Leave me alone.
Oh, food! Damn!
Whatever.
How many people are in there?
And because I'm taping this, I'm thinking of something else cute to throw out. And all I can think of is, go! It's on me. No other cute lines, nothing. Just all I'm saying. That's all that'll come out.
Come on!
Oh, man. Woo!
Russ, this is a 9,000 square foot home. Go to the other side.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I smell it.
No, you don't.
I know what it smelled like. If you take an unkempt aquarium, nobody's touched for about a month, and you took a nice big...
Oh, okay.
That was the smell that came from it. It was very fecal-icious.
9,000 square foot home. Go to the other side.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I smell it.
No, you don't.
Oh.
You smell that chaw package. You better stop. I'm gonna get pissed off.
What are you doing?
Stop it. It's not stinky at all. It does not stink.
Are you out of your ass and your pussy?
Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
All right. That's the only thing that would explain the smell.
It's coming out everywhere.
It's coming out of both holes.
Double barrel.
Yeah. Them Play-Doh thingies. Swooshing.
Fun factory.
Let's go, Chuck. Dire Straits. All right, Dan, let's go.
All right. For all of your team building and or party service needs, check out Outrageous Adventures, their website, outrageousadventures.com. For more information about the Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, and more, go to russmartin.com. To answer any question you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To instant email the show and only during the show, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites, johndavidryan.com, danantasos.com, djclo.com, TreyTrenholm.com, and of course, chuckwheat.com. The official caterer of the Russ Martin Show is Sugar Babies Barbecue. Their website, sugarbabiesbbq.com. Limo service is provided by Limo George. His website, limogeorge.com. Russ gets his guitars and band equipment from the Guitar Center. Their website, guitarcenter.com. The official liquor store of the show is Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits. Their website, majesticliquors.com. And the official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
All right, see you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.
Russ Martin Show.